If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it from Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
Since 1961, Paul Snow Stadium has stood on the campus of Jacksonville State University. There have been plenty of great games played on this field, and tonight we're looking to add another to that list as the Buckhorn Bucks take on the Wetumpka Indians, and they're set to do battle on the HSAA Game of the Week. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tommy Wood, along with Coach Rick Rhodes. And, Coach, these two schools are about 3.5 hours apart, so they meet in the middle and find a pretty good venue to play in.
Well, I'd say it's not a bad facility at all, Tommy, for sure. And these are two very exciting football teams keyed by two really good quarterbacks.
They have some outstanding play callers, and you look at these two guys, they've got to be your players of the game to watch tonight.
Well, they really are. First of all, Ty Rawls for Wetumpka, a dual-threat quarterback. But let me tell you something. He is as good a running quarterback as you're going to see. 220 yards rushing last week against Opelika.
Had a big touchdown run late in that ball game. Almost put the Indians over the top. Opelika able to answer. But I tell you what, Buckhorn's got a guy that can get it done as well.
Well, a little bit different style right here in Brandon McNeil, the 195-pound, 6'1" senior. Very prolific passer, threw for 282 yards against Hazel Green.
You got Buckhorn. They're coming in 3-1 on the year. You look at the team from Wetumpka. They're 2-2 coming off of a tough loss. Coach, what are some things these coaches have to do to win this ball game here tonight?
Well, you know, Wetumpka is a big play offensive team. If you look at their statistics, there are big chunk plays all over the place. They need a lot of them for the Indians, not so many for Buckhorn right there. They've got to limit that Buckhorn passing attack, and, of course, turnovers are always important. For Buckhorn, you know, they've got to be effective throwing the football. And what that means is they got to protect the quarterback. They got to stay ahead of the chains. They got to hit big plays. But most importantly, they got to throw the ball when they want to, not when they have to.
It's going to be a great game tonight. We are moments away from kickoff of another great night of high school football. It's Wetumpka and Buckhorn coming your way next on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundation.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan-Hare.
Wetumpka coming in 2-2. Buckhorn 3-1 on the year. Burgess-Snow Field here at Jacksonville State University. Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes as we get set for another Thursday night of high school football action. And you look at Buckhorn coach Keith Henderson trying to get things turned around. They've not had a winning season since 2015 and have not won a playoff game since the 5A championship game back in 2005. And Coach, he's really starting to put his stamp on this program.
Yeah, he really is. And he's got 27 seniors this year, Tommy, which always is a great nucleus to have. They're 3-1. You know, they're only going. This is a good football team that has got a chance to make a run.
Last year, team 7 returners on the offense, 6 on defense. Over on the other side, Coach Tim Perry of Wetumpka. Really, they've been on a week and off a week. They've won the first and third week, and then 2 and 4 they've suffered losses, especially last week. You look at Coach Tim Perry there, tough loss, but they proved a lot in playing a tough Opelika team.
Yeah, they really did. Opelika is one of the perennial powers in this state, and Wetumpka very easily could have won that game. Coach Perry's 55-32 at Wetumpka. In 2017, and it was 6A runner-up, and in 2018 they made it to the semis. So he knows all about winning. He's got another good, explosive football team again this year.
And one thing about scheduling, they have 5 road games to open up the year. The Indians have been on the road. They will get back home next week. You got to look there at Buckhorn coming out onto the field, and again, you're looking at a team there that opened up with defeating Madison County by a 35-21 margin. They lost at Florence 33-20. Florence always with a tough program there. Then defeated Hazel Green 36-35. Then Albertville last week 24-7. Wetumpka, well, like we said, on and off every other week. Fairhope, they go on the road and they get a win there 35-24. Then losing to Dothan, a team we saw last week 54-41 in a score fest. They get the win over Calera 35-7. Then last week, Coach, 500 yards of offense for this Wetumpka team, and they fall 33-32. They had the lead late, and then Opelika gets a big drive to put it away.
Yeah, where their problems have been, obviously, on the defensive side of the ball. Their offense has been as explosive as anybody's around. Let's look at Terrence Thomas, who had 3 TDs last week and a 70-yard run at Opelika. Now, they got some guys that could go, and I'll tell you, Tommy, I'll tell you something this. These may be 2 of the more colorful helmets you'll see in high school football anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
The buck antlers and the war headdress for the Wetumpka bunch, that's pretty interesting stuff right there.
The Battle of the Helmets, these would be 2 of the top in my vote book anyway, because that is, again, a good look for both teams. Back deep for Wetumpka, that's a good look at Brandon Bowman. And Muhammad Nakela going to kick it off for Buckhorn to get us underway here on this Thursday night. Glad to have you checking us out. It should be a dandy of a ball game right here, as the 2 schools about 3.5 hours apart, so they meet in the middle at Jacksonville State University. Gets to play on the turf and a college stadium, so thrill for these guys. And we are underway. Good booming kick, and nicely done, about 8 yards into the end zone, and Buckhorn kicks it deep. Wetumpka will start at the 20-yard line.
And it's about as good of a kickoff cover unit as you can have. Kick it to the back of the end zone and set them up deep in their own territory.
Good look at Ty Rawls there. He is an outstanding quarterback for Buckhorn, 6'2", 205. He is a senior. And Coach, we saw him in warm-ups. This guy has definitely found his way around the weight room. Yeah,
he most definitely has. Had 220 yards rushing, 101 passing last week against Opelika, including an 82-yard run. You know, 3-star prospects, got lots of offers. I mean, he'll be something special tonight, I'm sure.
Really good look, first down and 10 at that Wetumpka offense. They'll split 3 out to the right side. Rawls going to keep it, pick up where he left last week, and that's running the football. Not a whole lot of room there, as he will be turned away, maybe losing about a half yard, just nowhere to run that football on the left side for Rawls. Let's take a look at the offensive starters. Again, Rawls at quarterback, Thomas in the backfield, wide receivers Bowman, Johnson, that's Timothy and Jaleel Johnson, as well as Davis, Grayson, Preston, Barker, Waters, and Harper up front for the Indians. They'll quick pitch at this time to the left side. Thomas finding more room across the 30, got a first down and more, breaks it only open, 40 midfield, keeping his feet alive, into the 40, 30-yard line, and down to the 25-yard line goes Terrence Thomas, a huge gain on the near sideline.
Well, this is just the toss play and a great job of sealing the defense, but the big thing here is Terrence Thomas and his speed and his maneuverability. I mean, he runs through a couple of tackles, and that crease he ran through was not that big, and just shoestring tackle saves the touchdown.
Big first down for the Indians. They get the first big play. We talked about them being explosive, and they show you that.
Took them a long time to do it, didn't it?
2 plays, and they are all the way down the field. And again, looking at about they'll put it at about the 24-yard line. This time rolling out, looking deep. It's a little wheel route and into the end zone. Did he get a foot down? The official says yes, he did. The catch is hauled in by Davis, and Wetumpka on the board in a hurry. It's 6-0.
Well, this is just a half roll right here, just a streak route down the sideline. And he does get the foot in. A very nice call by the official.
Wow.
See that left foot get down, and boy, what an acrobatic catch for the score, and what a great job of body control right there by Davinio Davis, the 5'9", 185-pound senior receiver.
Great catch by Davis and great camera work. We don't say enough about our guys that are out here filming and running those cameras every week and getting those great shots, and that's another great one right there to show that foot coming down, and Davis gets Wetumpka on the board. Grindle for the extra point, as he will try to boot it through and give Wetumpka the 7-0 lead. Bad snap, but a good hold, and he drills it through there.
Looked like a slider down and away right there.
It broke about halfway, didn't it? You look back at Thomas, and he gets things started right here. The pitch a little high and kind of threw him off for just a moment. But boy, when he got the football, he's ready to go.
We talked about explosive plays, and I mean, we saw two right in a row right there. He hit that crease like smoke through a keyhole, and really had been for a shoestring tackle right there by Tavian Moore Manning. That one would have gone to the house, and shortly thereafter, really a nice throw too. Puts it right in the corner of the end zone, and boy, what concentration, what fingertip control, and what acrobat ability to get that foot down. Outside of that, he didn't do much with it.
No, Rawls really just drops it right in there. The only place that really he could put that football for the touchdown. A great catch by Davis.
Yeah, really pretty good coverage that time by Ty Crutcher. He's there, but just ball thrown perfectly. And as we said, great body control.
So Wetumpka off to a quick start, leading 7-0, 11-14 left here in the first period. And I think for Coach Tim Perry, you really want to get off to a good start, especially after last week's game. They had really hung in there with Opelika and had a lead late, and just again, the defensive side of the football is where Wetumpka's had their problems. Again, they're allowing almost 30 points a ball game, and you look at that, and you saw the drive by Opelika last week, and I think that's something Coach Perry wants to see, is how does his defense really come out and compete with this Buckhorn offense.
Yeah, and that's really going to be the story of this game, I think. I mean, there's no doubt that Wetumpka can score points on anybody. I mean, you know, we knew they had a quarterback. We knew they had an explosive running back. It's pretty obvious they got a really good receiver, too, because that was no ordinary catch that put that 6 point in the boards.
Grindle with the kick. Field at about the 5-yard line, and up is going to be Woods. He'll go to the left side, break a couple of tackles out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And our first look at this Buckhorn offense. Talk about Woods. He is a thick young man as he gets a good return right there.
Got him listed in my notes at 170. I'm not sure about that one.
I don't know what kindergarten class they went in and took those measurements, but there's your QB, Brandon McNeil. The senior, 6'1", 195. He's a good one.
Yeah, you can see, you know, what he's capable of doing. 282 against Hazel Green, and you know, that passing attack is going to have to be on the mark tonight for the Bucks to keep up with this high-powered offense.
Come out with 3 wides over here to the near side. Turner in the backfield with McNeil. Quick screen it out here. Good catch, and 5 out across the 30. And out across the 35-yard line goes Riley Irwin. He's a senior. Good target out there and a good run after the catch.
Yeah, Irwin averages about 24.5 yards a catch with already 2 TDs. And nice block that time by Austin Wilson on that corner to kind of set the edge. And that's just what Buckhorn needed to start this offensive drive. Good, positive first down play.
Not a big offensive line, but when you talk about that left tackle, Garrison, Schrimzer, also Starvish, Buchanan, and O'Burr, they are a steady group, averaging about 220 across the front. They're not huge, but they get the job done. Flip again on the outside, this time not as much success as Wetumpka is there. And Noden leads away along with Dylan Price.
Yeah, that.
Look on the other side of the football, and you got that Wetumpka D in the front. You got Ross and Nolan. Stoudemire is in there at 235. Nolan about 275. And then the linebacking core, watch for Gary Jackson. There in the middle, he gets the job done. And in the secondary, you got Murphy, Congo, Thomas, and Jarito. Second and long now for this Buckhorn team. Didn't want to get behind the chains. They will here, so they'll go to the run game. And out to the 40 to the 41-yard line is Turner. As he will check that. Alex Thomas gets the start as he will check in. And gets up hobbling just a bit. You see him make his way back to the huddle. And one thing that you'll see, Coach, in this ballgame, Wetumpka never huddles, never even thinks about it, I don't think. And you've got Buckhorn. They will huddle after every play. And most of the time you'll see McNeil go to the sideline, get the play, and bring it back. They will use a lot of that play clock.
Try to slow down that high-powered Wetumpka offense and get just the right play. Big down right here.
Slant pattern too high off of one hand, and I don't know if he intended that one for Irwin or Wilson. Kind of both had a little bit of a shot at it. You see it go off the hands of Irwin.
Yeah, these are double slants. That ball's a little bit high, but you can see Irwin is late getting his hands up as well too, and tries to catch that ball from the bottom up. And when that ball's over your shoulder pads, you got to get those hands on top of that football and bring it back down to you. And the end result is an incomplete pass, and they're going to have to kick it back.
So Nikela to punt the football away, averages about 34 points, 34 yards per punt. He'll get that one out of there. Davis back deep, going to let it hit and roll. Very effective. And it'll be down at the 4-yard line. Very good coverage and a great punt by Nikela.
Pretty casual return attitude by Davis back there. That looked like that ball could have been handled. Cost his team about 22 yards, I think, on the roll right there. Got to handle those punts.
So Wetumpka scoring very quickly on the first drive. There's your quarterback standing over on the side. That is Rawls. And the helmet is not there. So let's see what you got for this Wetumpka offense this go-around.
Did not anticipate this, partner.
A fresh face in the backfield as we'll take a look at that. 9:23 and starting deep in your own territory. And that'll just be the quarterback keeper on the left side. That's going to be Thomas from the Wildcat, and he's got running room again. Out across the 20, 25, pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And I guess if your quarterback's on the side, you go from the Wildcat and snap it right to Thomas, and he rips off another big gain.
And of course, the Wildcat gives you such a big advantage. It's like playing with 12 men because there's nobody handing the football off. And I would say Terrence Thomas, pretty good Wildcat quarterback, but my guy had 22 yards rushing last week. I think I'd put him in the next play, and that's exactly what we see right here.
This time, he'll split out to the left and back to the run game. And running room again across the 40, breaking tackles 45-yard line, and that's Rawls out to the 45-yard line. And what they are getting it done offensively. They are really pounding this Buckhorn D, and good blocking up front. You see the hole develop there, and if Rawls gets a little gap, he knows what to do with it, and a good yard after contact as he carries the defenders forward.
Well, this is the quarterback counter off of the speed sweep series. We knew that Rawls could run, but obviously you could see that he's a load too. Very strong running on that last play.
Wetumpka just gaining chunks of yardage. This Buckhorn defense trying to solve the riddle here. The give us to Thomas, comes left side, not a whole lot that time. About a yard and a half, maybe 2. Looking at the Buckhorn defense trying to solve this, you look up front, and one guy you want to mention, Terrell Barton. He's there in the middle, number 95. He is 6'1", 270 pounds. He's the big guy in the middle. Also in the linebacking core, you got Scott, Underwood, Garver, as well as Gordon, and the secondary of Van, Bishop, and Crutcher back there as well. 2nd down and 8 now for this offense from Wetumpka. It leads 7-0. You got a flag coming in. They'll sort this one out. And just told him something about he had his wristband there. I'm not sure. Rawls had some kind of wristband, and the official just told him he's going to need to take that off. Let's see, false start. I believe is going to be the call.
Reckon he's got a watch on?
I was going to say, hopefully it's not a watch. It is illegal procedure against Wetumpka. That'll move them back 5. Look, again, yeah, you watch this here. He says, hey, might want to take that little Auburn bracelet off. Maybe he's a Bama fan. That's what I'm thinking the officials. Not a fan of the Auburn bracelet.
It permeates everything in our state.
Got 4 wideouts now. See what Rawls can dial up here on 2nd and about 13. Going to go to the air and go deep. And it is tipped, and a good defensive recovery there. He intended to pass that time. Out for Bowman. And again, making a good recovery on that one was Tay Moore Manning as he goes up and at the last moment just bats it out of there. That is a good defensive play, not to give up and to fight through the football.
Yeah, it really is. You know, when you're out of phase, which is what Moore Manning was, you've got to get your hand between the receiver's hands right there, and he didn't panic, kept his poise, and was able to knock that thing loose before the receiver could pull it inside. Good job on his part.
3rd and 13. They'll swing it out to Thomas. That's going to be a lateral, and they will say incomplete pass. They say it was going forward, so it brings up 4th and 13.
Not sure about that one. I mean, we're not going to be able to tell from this angle.
It was. It's a tough one. It kind of flipped it out there.
I'm not sure it's all that tough there, partner.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a lateral. Looks like about a yard behind.
Yeah.
And we'll let it go with the punting time. And here comes Grindle out to punt the football away for Wetumpka, so the Buckhorn defense stiffens there to get the football back. Raylan Woods to return the punt. And he will field it to about the 36-yard line and brought down there. So the Buckhorn offense will come back out, first down and 10.
And I think that's a big stop for Buckhorn after really being very porous on that first series. Come back and get that stop, force the punt. It's got to give him a shot in the arm.
Yeah, got to settle things down a little bit. And I tell you that, you get punched in the mouth on that first drive, and just to bounce back, and again, aided by the penalty and good coverage downfield. But again, no matter what it takes, get that stop, and now you get your offense back and a touchdown here. And we've all started over again. We'll be tied if Buckhorn can go down and get them some points on the board.
Anxious to see if Buckhorn stretches the field. They've got 3 or 4 receivers that all average over 20 yards of reception. A little power set right there.
Not a lot of room there. Sniping his way in from behind Kenneth Cole with a stop. And he just trailed his blocker and right behind you. See him come off the edge and just followed the tight end right in there, or the tackle, I should say.
Yeah, that's Kenneth Cole. And actually, McNeil is supposed to read him and eliminate him with the read. And that time, he wasn't eliminated. He just followed that puller, as you said. Really was there right when the ball carrier met the line of scrimmage. Heads up play on his part.
Sure, the coaches up top will see that, and we'll see McNeil pull it back out and leave the vacated area there. Second down and 10. Fakes the short pass. Now looking deep. Coverage is there. Going to be incomplete.
That's a little pump to the screen and tried to run a corner route in behind the corner, hoping that he would bite up, but very well covered by the safety to that side and really nowhere to go with the football.
Gurley, one of those guys that that pass intended for there, had a big game back against Hazel Green. That was his big night, but since then he's kind of been ineffective, and good to see him try to find him deep on that one.
Well, the Buckhorn has gotten themselves into some situations where they're, 3rd and long, and situations where they're going to be forced to have to throw the ball, and that's not a recipe for success right there.
3rd down and 10 here. Low snap, but he gets it out of there. Hand off and out to about the 42-yard line. Fighting for all the yardage he can get is going to be Thomas, and he's brought down there.
Came back with I think it was supposed to be a draw to begin with, and not a bad call on 3rd and long, but heads up by the Wetumpka secondary to hold it to a marginal gain.
So 4th and 4. We'll have Nikayla back in there punting the football away for Buckhorn. There's a man back deep there, and Vinio Davis had the touchdown catch earlier. Short punt here. We'll take a Buckhorn bounce and roll dead at about the 26-yard line. I'm sure we'll get our heat time out here with 5:53 remaining in the first period. 7-0. Wetumpka with the early lead. They've got the football back on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
About 83 degrees at Jack State, but still need the heat time out here. On the keeper, going to be Rawls. He'll pick up across the 30-yard line, about to the 31-yard line.
You know, all this, excuse me, Tommy, you know, all this, you know, wide action by receivers or a running back and the quarterback riding and then deciding that's all part of the speed series. It's very tough with any kind of quarterback. But when you've got a running back that can run like this one can, you know, Rawls makes it a very, very difficult series to try to defend. Not a bad job that time by Buckhorn.
Flip it out this time. Got some blockers out in front. Tries to cut it back. Got a flag in. And to the 40-yard line. Going to be, once again, Davis. The official throws it in on the side there. Let's see.
Not sure that maybe there wasn't a sideline violation there. It looks like it's going to be a
holding.
hold.
Yeah. Holding is the call, and that one will come back. Had a little bunch set up out there, Coach, just right outside the tackle and flipped it to one, and then you got 3 blockers out there. Just a numbers game. He's giving the sideline warning there. You see the coach, and then throws it. And Coach Perry is assuming it's going to be a sideline warning.
Well,
instead.
I'm going to tell you, that's a pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's a pretty quick flag right there for sideline. I mean, usually they tell you, you know, come by and tell you.
Yeah, that's
usually they say, come on, coach, you got to get back.
Thomas on the carry. More real estate for him. 30, 40. Here we go.
Goodbye.
Down the sideline, and he's going to take it to the house. A great run by Terrence Thomas into the end zone, and he is piling up the yardage, and now the Indians piling up the points, leading 13-0 with 4:56 left in the first.
Wow. Now I'm the color analyst, right?
Go for
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna give you this right here.
Give it to me.
This is called speed. Right there,
Another
the
gear.
afterburner comes on, and that is a missile down the sideline.
This guy can get it done, and great blocking at the point of attack, and he finds that gap, and once he hits it full speed, Buckhorn has no answer.
Now that seam, as you said, it was very well defined at the line of scrimmage. But when he hit that seam, there were a couple angles there that could have been, you know, run down, but just too much speed right there. And boy, what a 1-2 punch!
It's looks like we got a flag on it coming back.
You know, there was a little. Well, there is a little nudge right there, and another little nudge right there. You don't really
You're
see
looking at
anything
about
flagrant.
what I'm wondering if a little bit later than that there was a not really the blindside block. He just kind of shielded him, and it was at about the 10-yard line, and that may have been the call we've gotten here. But this one's going to come back. Score's going to remain 7-0. So Wetumpka will still have the football at about the 30-yard line. So again, the Wetumpka coach wanting to know a little more about that. As you see Coach Tim Perry asking questions and getting a little bit of an explanation.
He may still be talking about the sideline warning. And I got to be honest with you.
He's got a lot of questions.
If I was on that sideline, I got that flag thrown that quick. I mean, you know, we're still, you know, 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Now, maybe the official had warned him several times before that, but man, that seems awfully quick.
Yeah, that was a very quick one there. You know, my question, you saw the official indicate kind of a push and then pull his hands back, and it may have been that block back at the beginning of the run, but I don't know. That's a tough call there.
Yeah. I mean, nothing flagrant that we saw, you know, on the replay, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Nevertheless, it's 1st and 10.
You got Rawls back to pass, going to go for it all right here. Coverage is there and incomplete. They'll say the feet did not get down. Try to find Davis for another circus catch, and he can't pull it in. He actually does pull it in, but can't get the foot down this time. Brings up 2nd and 10.
That's just a
I'll
little.
tell you, this guy can haul it in now. He's
Yeah, it's just
bobbled it just a bit. He again did not come away with it cleanly.
just a little scissors round, and I couldn't get the number of the Buckhorn defender, but he had his hand in there trying to disrupt, just like you're supposed to.
Rawls throws it, as they would say, a very catchable ball. He gives his receivers an opportunity.
Yep.
This time he takes it up the gut. Not a whole lot there. He'll move the pile, but 3rd down and long now.
It's about 3 when it looked like nothing was there. Very well defended by Buckhorn at the point of attack, but he's able to roll the pile for about 3 yards.
Good collision there. You got to look at Barton at about 270. And
I got a feeling he may be a reason why it was stalemated at the line of scrimmage, too.
he kind of wrapped those big arms around Rawls.
He kind of looks like he could stalemate you, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job of it there. Rawls rolls to the right, looking, flips it deep. Got a man there. It's knocked away. That's good coverage there by Buckhorn, and coming over is Bishop to get a hand on it, knock it away. Brings up 4th down now.
That's the free safety, and that one very well could have been intercepted. Ball hawking in the middle of the field. He saw that sprint out. It was just a streak pattern by the outside receiver and a bench route by the inside receiver, and really Bishop covered a lot of ground and could have had an interception.
Indians going to go for it here. Couple split outs go right. Rawls rolls to the left. Looking, flips it down there too high, incomplete. He had Davis had sat down at about the 15-yard line, overshoots him, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, I tell you, especially when you roll to your left, you've got to really square those shoulders up, get that front shoulder pointed right at your target, and that time Rawls isn't able to do that at all, and the ball really had no chance of being completed. It kind of sailed off into the sunset, so to speak. Not very good mechanics on that throw.
Buckhorn will try to get the offense going here. They'll come out 1st down and 10.
I'd say the Bucks dodged a big-time bullet right there.
Get that penalty and then again turn them away.
Yep.
So,
and you got to give them credit now. You know, when they got the break with the penalty call, why they're able to close the door.
So 1st and 10. Let's see if they can get the thing going on offense. And there's to the 31-yard line. Woods on the carry.
You notice a little bit of an unusual set right there, that tight slot between the guard and the tackle. And, you know, what that does is it creates an extra gap. It's one more gap than the defense can account for. And you try to find that open area, and that one almost spit through for pretty good yardage.
Bring number 16 right there, looks like, as he's right in there. Curtis. Up back there. They'll slip him out in a pass formation as well. Good run up the middle. Woods, he's hammering his way out. He'll bring it out to about the 37-yard line.
It's just really just the old isolation play. That time the H-back, and I want to say that is number 18 for Buckhorn that's in there doing that. Carson Spires. Could be wrong on that. I think I got his numbers, but good blocking by him to lead through. Nice job up front and a nice positive gain.
So 1st down and 10 for Buckhorn as Woods hammers his way out to rattle the chains. As they come to the line here, sending 2 out to the far side. McNeil in the backfield, along with Thomas. Thomas gets the call, has a little bit of a gap. Well, check that. That's Woods still in there. Tumbles out. They're bringing in some more beef there in the backfield, trying to add a little more size. And Woods really one of those battering ram runners.
Well, he's listed at 5'7", 170 by my accounts right here. He sure looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he's a lot thicker. I don't know exactly when they took these sizes and when we got him this week, but he is he's pretty thick. Again, 2 receivers left. They'll stick with the same play. This time, not a lot of running room. We'll set up a 3rd down, about 3.5.
That time they tried to cut it back a little bit, but Dylan Price, the backside linebacker, was right there playing his backside cutback just like you're supposed to, and holds it to a very, very marginal gain.
So 3rd and 3 for this Buckhorn offense, trying to keep this drive and keep the football away from Wetumpka, most importantly. As you said, Coach, coming into this ballgame, very explosive offense. Buckhorn more of your methodical 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's exactly what they need right here to keep this drive alive, and they're going to call a timeout and talk about it.
Well, they've been able to mix that, that power ball control offense with, again, a pretty timely passing game that has been very, very effective. But the passing game to this point really has not materialized at all for Buckhorn.
And one thing they try to do is they bring that up back who lines up, like we said, behind between the guard and tackle most of the time. And they will slip him out of a formation and get him down the field. And if you're a secondary, that's a guy you forget about, Coach.
Well, absolutely. First of all, he's tucked inside, where you can't see him. And any kind of wheel route or combination right out of the backfield has got a chance to spit clean. And we'll see if they take advantage of that. But they've been able to pound the ball pretty decently here. And I don't mean this disparaging towards Buckhorn at all, but this may be the most one-sided 70-0 game, after just almost a full quarter that I've ever seen. You got to give Buckhorn credit. They have hung in there and got a little drive going right here.
Big play here, though, 3rd and 3. Step back, look in the flats, and going to be knocked away. Tried to find Wilson slipping out into the flats, and a little bit too tall, and the coverage there as well. It's going to bring up 4th and 3, and now Buckhorn going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, it's a real nice break on the football by the Wetumpka secondary. Buckhorn tried to come off play action and flood that zone over there, but Wetumpka read it very well, and nice play.
Punted away.
So you look at Coach Keith Henderson.
Played at Jacksonville State. That's another reason they try to get together and play here at Paul Snow and Bill Burgess Field. Going to roll, picked up at about the 15-yard line. Coming this way is Davis, and going to be pushed out of bounds. That time you thought he was going to let it roll, and he saw a chance to grab it and make something happen. Pretty dangerous. Coaches don't like that too much, do they?
No, not really, but maybe he was just setting them up on those early ones,
One thing I want to tell folks about WOTM, we'll have some football coming your way this Saturday. West Alabama at Valdosta. Gets underway at 6 o'clock. Chance to check that game out right here on WOTM. The pitch to the outside, turning the corner, 35, and near sideline. Tries a spin move and knocked out of bounds. We'll see, did he step out of bounds? If not, Bell whips off a pretty good gain here.
That's Brandon Bowman, I think the backup tailback. He's got a little step in his giddy up too. Boy, Wetumpka's done a nice job of sealing the edge for the most part. They've really attacked that left offensive side several times, all with good gains.
First down and 10. Mark it out of bounds about the 46-yard line. Final minute here in the first. Quarterback keeper, he's got room, and he will tumble out there. Hit the deck. Ball pops loose, but it was down on contact.
Yeah, that's quarterback power. You can watch number 61, Caleb Parker, lead the way up through there. Nice job by Harper. Kicking that linebacker out, and a well-executed play.
These skill guys get to the next level so quick.
Yep.
And looks like everybody got to the next level a little quicker that time than they needed to. That's going to be a penalty of 5 yards. I believe you had the tackle and a couple other folks moving prematurely. That'll move it back 5 and make it 1st and 15.
And as so often a lineman's fate, you want to be on TV if you're a lineman, make a mistake. You'll get on TV.
The one sure way to do it. We'll go to Thomas. Slips through 2 defenders and spun down at about the 37.5-yard line.
Interesting concept right there. They pulled the right tackle and the right guard, read the end that time. The end came down to chase the pullers, and of course, the ball's given to Thomas. You see the pullers right there, and Rawls just does a good job of reading that end. He sinks down inside. He gives the ball off to Thomas for a nice gain.
Thomas, a good-looking running back as well. 7-0 Wetumpka, leading at the end of the first over Buckhorn at Burgess-Snow Field. Second period action coming your way next on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Wetumpka leading 7-0 here as we open up the second period. The football at the 38-yard line and going to try to get some yardage here. Good throw and unable to hang on. He delivered a good thrown pass there, but Johnson unable to pull it in.
He ran a little arrow route with the inside receiver, pulled the flat defender outside, and just a huge cavern to throw the ball into, but not able to finish the job, and that goes for naught. I bet they come back to that.
That play was open there, and again, Wetumpka really dominating on the stat sheet, but the scoreboard, it's still a one-score game. Back to pass, setting up the screen, and nobody home. That time, the defensive line for Buckhorn does a great job realizing it's a screen, and as you call it, Coach, retracing their steps and getting back in the throwing line. There's just nowhere to put that football.
Yeah, it's really a nice job by those guys of recognizing and following their footsteps.
You know, you get that trigger, you think, you know, I got through here really, really easy. And again, there's just nowhere to put that. That's a great job by the defensive front there for really sniffing that one out.
Yeah, Buckhorn came with a blitz and had 5-man pressure, and you saw the big guys up front. They just stopped. They smelled a rat and retraced, and brings up this 4th down.
So Grindle got to punt the football away. Had some pressure there. It's going to hit, and they will down it at around the 15-yard line. So Buckhorn going to get the football back and trying to get into some type of rhythm. And, Coach, I don't think offensively they have found their rhythm yet on the offensive side of the ball.
You know, yards have been hard to come by. I mean, they got in that tight slot look and got some 4, 5, 6 yard plays, but they're going to have to get some big chunks, I think, to move the football and loosen up this Wetumpka defense, which frankly is pretty well packed in on them.
Split receiver out to the near side and go back to the running game. Back to Woods. He had a little bit of success early. He'll pick up about 3 there. So 2nd down and 7. They are content and determined to hammer the inside.
Those formations lend themselves to the inside running game, and you know, if this is going to continue, I think it's going to make it easier on that Wetumpka defense to play run out of these sets and then loosen up that front when Buckhorn tries to spread it out.
Split one out to the near side. Just try to bounce it outside. Nowhere to go.
Now see, there's 9 men. I counted 9 feathered helmets within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage, and it's just very difficult to run into that.
Just daring him. You look right here, and as soon as he takes that football, he's got his blockers, but defensively, just all around him. There is just nowhere for Thomas to take that football.
Yeah, you see Tasun Trailer, big number 5 right there, 5'10", 265-pound senior. He's right in the middle of that last one.
You got some athletes, don't they?
Yes, they do.
You sit there and look, and it's like every time you turn around, that's a good-looking specimen right there.
So 3rd and 7, you know, you kind of forced him to passing formation.
Look for the back shoulder throw. The catch is going to be made. That is a well-placed football and a big 1st down for this Buckhorn team. Riley Irwin on the reception there.
Well, the key to this play right here is this ball's in the air before the route ever turns around. The timing is just magnificent on this, and it's thrown early. The corner tries to keep deep leverage, and ball's thrown to the back shoulder. And nice concentration, nice catch there by Riley Irvin.
So Buckhorn with a 1st down and 10. They'll start over on downs here as we roll under 10 minutes left here in this 1st half. Good look at Irwin there. Big reception. Give it off up the middle. Woods finds a little running room out to the 46-yard line.
Good tough running inside, and just a basic zone play that picks up a nice gain.
As we said, Buckhorn with 7 offensive starters back from a year ago, and these guys have been through some wars together. So, again, they know what it takes to try to get that offense in some type of rhythm and get things going and starting to move the football a little bit more every time. You saw early they not able to do a whole lot. Then each drive it seems like they're getting more and more accustomed to this Wetumpka defense and starting to move the football a little bit here. Alex Thomas trying to bounce it outside. He uses a stiff arm and gets some positive yardage. A great run, and then knocked out of bounds on the other side, but a good run that time by Thomas.
Yeah, this is a really nice run by Thomas. This is the old Green Bay sweep. You can see the guard and tackle pull. And I really thought Thomas was going to get run down, but watch that little inside juke and then just outruns a very quick Wetumpka defense on the sideline for a nice gain, and I think another first down.
Showed a little bit of power there at the end as well.
He showed a little giddy up in his step now, too. He put it in another gear around that edge.
Gotta love the stiff arm, too.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
The little dead leg there, and then he gives the big push, and now they go back to Woods in the backfield.
He looked like Doak Walker.
That's right.
Remember him, Tommy?
No, I've heard the name. Did you go to his games?
No, it was way before my time.
Okay, just check. Hand off Woods up the middle. He'll get a couple. I'm just trying to get a feel for this Buckhorn offense. They like to pound it up in the middle, but they also will be looking to seal that edge, and they try to get them to, I guess, to pull that Wetumpka defense in, and then that sets up those blocks on the edge.
Well, it also sets up, the passing game. I keep going back to that because those are the stats that jump out at you. 24.4, 21.4, 22.5. Those are average per catch for the Buckhorn receivers. We haven't seen a lot of that yet tonight, but the potential is certainly there.
2nd down and 7 as McNeil goes back to pass. Floats it out there for Irwin. A little too high on that one.
Just tried to go one-on-one, throw the fade over the top, and nothing there. I really believe that McNeil just threw it away.
So 3rd down and 7. The Bucks are in 2-down territory here. 8:10 left in the first half.
You know, McNeil has thrown for 745 yards in his last 3 games with 6 TDs. And, of course, the big night was 282 yards passing against Hazel Green. So he's certainly very capable.
We'll give him 3 wideouts over here to the near side. Wetumpka does not bring the pressure, and they give to Woods, and he'll get down to about the 34-yard line. So he'll be shy of the first down. It's 4th down. Buckhorn's got to be in 2-down territory here, obviously, to set it up here on this 4th down play.
Just get a look at Austin Turner. Buckhorn ran a little delay and really didn't block either inside linebacker, and Turner made him pay, made the tackle for a very short gain.
4th and about 4 now. Again, you see that Buck offense spends so much time in the huddle, and it's one of those, they may let this one down and then call their timeout. Coach Henderson, yeah, that's what they're going to do. Give a little more time to think about it here on 4th down. And again, you've got 7:23 left in the first half. And you see the scheme, and Coach, you can help us out on this. Keith Henderson using the time in the huddle, using all of the play clock that he can. And then, for example, right here, when it's 7:23 left in the first half and you use all the play clock, then call your timeout, he is really trying to limit Wetumpka's possessions.
Well, it's extremely difficult to score offensively when you don't have the ball. And
right.
And so, trying to use the clock to your advantage by milking it, and that's become very obvious. That's what the Buckhorn strategy is, and to this point, it's worked pretty well. I mean, it's only 7-0. I mean, it's anybody's ball game at this point. Almost to halftime. So I think that's what they want to do, is keep it close for as long as they can and try to win this thing late.
We talked about how explosive that Wetumpka defense and how methodical the Buckhorn offense can be, and I think that's what we've seen here in this first half. Big play right here. You got the football inside the 35-yard line, needing 4 yards, so big play for this Bucks offense. Neal steps back in trouble, tries to roll away, and they're going to get him. back at the 41-yard line. That is defensive pressure because you look at Wetumpka, they bring the guys that time. And a big stop in there for Kenneth Cole as he comes in to make the hit.
And really, this is not a blitz. This is just four-man pressure right here. And you can see this is just right off the edge. Big number 36 right there, Kenneth Cole, the 195-pound outside linebacker. Makes an inside move, comes clean, and gets the sack.
Turnover on downs. We've seen a couple of those here in the first half. So here comes that Wetumpka offense back offensively again. As they lead 7-0, and there's Terrence Thomas, who's had a big first half, and he'll operate from the Wildcat and find running room again. Thomas into Buckhorn territory down to about the 47-yard line.
You know, if I was the OC at Wetumpka, I'm not sure Thomas would get the ball every snap, but maybe every other snap.
I would think he would be tired at the end of the night.
Yeah,
if I'm in charge.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got to be averaging, 15, 16 yards a carry.
That's right.
Good-looking running back.
Like I said, once he gets to that second level, it's if he hits another gear. A couple of wide outs either way. We'll go with a speed sweep. And they have the speed to make that work. Inside the 30, 26-yard line, then slung out of bounds. It'll be Brandon Bowman. So he just takes the speed sweep and turns it upfield, gets some good blocks on the perimeter too.
Well, and again, you know, this play hits on that left side, outside area, off tackle that Wetumpka has had so much success with tonight, and maybe a little fortunate right there that wasn't 15 tacked on at the end of it as Bishop, helped the Wetumpka receiver into the kicking net.
Got to be frustrated if you're a defender for Buckhorn because you feel like you've been on the field a lot in the first half. You really haven't, but it's just chunks of yardage that this team from Wetumpka can pile up. And we've got a timeout on the field. 6:44 left in the first half, 7-0. Wetumpka with the lead. And again, deep in Buckhorn territory yet again, trying to add to that before the break. Keep it locked right here for more of the HSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
What's lurking under you?
Quarterback keeper on the right side, and once again Rawls picks up a big chunky yardage. He'll take it, he'll say the knee down at the 15-yard line, but back inside the Metro Goals red zone. Folks, if you're looking for residential, parks and rec, or school basketball goals, outfitting soccer fields, things such as that, write this number down, 205-664-0002, the Metro Goals red zone.
Great folks. Do a good job for you. Interesting use of formations that time by Wetumpka on the last play. Put the formation in the boundary, motion back to the field, and then ran the quarterback keeper off tackle to the right for a nice gain.
Rawls will step back to pass. Got a little pressure, steps up. Now he's dangerous. We'll take it down to about the 11-yard line. That's a good stop out there by number 13, Tyrence Crutcher. If Crutcher doesn't make that stop, I think that's an easy 6. As he gets out there one-on-one.
Yeah, try to throw a little combination route to the left of your screen, but lots of pressure. But you saw the escapability of Rawls right there. He almost ran Tavian Moore Manning out of his cleats.
Timeout again on the field. We'll take it as well. AHSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations.
Did you know that suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24? It is also one of the leading causes of preventable death in our nation. It is time we all start to talk more about youth suicide and how we can change these statistics. My name is Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama, and I'm working with the Jason Foundation and the AFCA to address this serious national health issue. Visit jasonfoundation.com to learn what you can do to help prevent youth suicide.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills? Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Zone read play. Rawls keeps it on the left side, picks up just a couple. This Buckhorn defense trying to come up with a big stop here. Now they've got 3rd down and 8 for Wetumpka.
That was more likely a zone misread play that time. Didn't eliminate the end with a read at all, and good swarming Buckhorn defense as well.
Pitch it to Thomas, and he'll take it down to the 6-yard line. That is a good stop again defensively. You got to take your hat off over there, Tay Moore Manning, making a big stop.
Yeah, at the right of your screen, he's going to come off that block right there and really run Thomas down for a minimal gain. Really a heck of a play right there by Tavian Moore Manning, 5'10", 160-pound sophomore.
So 4th and a yard. Under 4:50 left here in this first half. Let's see if the Bucks can come up with another stop. You see the big weapon for Wetumpka here in the first half. Quarterback keeper all the way left side, 1st down and more, hammers his way, and the official will give it to me. It looks like that is going to be a touchdown. It is good, 13-0. Indians take the lead. Bowled over a defender there.
Yeah, quarterback ISO at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the left side of the Wetumpka line to pop this thing open. You can see it right there, big number 74 for Wetumpka, Aiden Grayson seals it to the inside. Good lead block, and Rawls knows what to do with it and takes it into the end zone for the second Wetumpka score.
So Terrence Thomas comes around to make a good block there. And tell you what, no block, no rock, as a lot of coaches say. If you can't block, you're not going to get the rock near as much. And Thomas with a good block to seal the pathway for Rawls into the end zone. And Wetumpka, the extra point right here by Grindle, leads 14-0 over Buckhorn. 4:29 left in the first half.
You know that no rock, no block is not universally true, but this is a pretty good block right in here. Thomas leads the way and seals pretty good. Nice hole.
Tell you what, that quarterback Rawls knows what to do with the football. Yeah. He is a north-south quarterback. You see a lot that want to dance around, and he is a power-running quarterback.
Yeah, he really is, and not the most polished passer that we've seen. Effective at the high school level. Probably will be a running back or a defensive back in college, I would think. But very, very strong runner, like all good runners, strong in the hips, and what a 1-2 punch he and Thomas are.
So 14-0. You got 4:29 left in the first half. Buckhorn will get it offensively and try to get some points on the board before the break. A good drive a few moments ago. Stopped on 4th down.
Look there at Ty Crutcher, who's going to try to return this thing to the house.
Gotta love the mouth guard.
Yeah, I always wondered about those. I never saw the advantage of looking like a vampire in your return, or maybe that's just a snarling buck. I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, mine was clear, and I never liked to wear the darn thing. But anyway, that's
the running back at Kentucky last year had the whistle that he made.
Yeah, that was good.
Speaking of Kentucky, of course, Smoke that played at Wetumpka is now in the backfield for the Kentucky Wildcats.
We'll see some of these guys on Saturday too.
Absolutely.
Nice kick, nice leg that time by Zach Grindle, the kickoff guy.
So, Coach, what do you do if you're offensive coordinator for this Buckhorn team? How do you get this offense going here? What are some keys to try to make some room?
Yeah, I really don't think they're going to beat Wetumpka by trying to pound the ball. I think they've got to mix it up a little bit more, get some play action, throw the ball some on 1st down, try to loosen this defense up, and take advantage of that good strong right arm by McNeil.
We're in motion across here. Give it to Woods. A little bit of running room. He'll power out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. But you look at that offensive line for Buckhorn, they average right at 220. And that's hard to do when you're facing a defense the size of Wetumpka, when you got 275, 235 in the middle and about 200 on the ends. And again, they keep bringing the beef in for Wetumpka.
Yeah, and Wetumpka does have a noticeable size advantage up front.
We'll go back to Woods. He'll pick up the first down and more out to the 36.5-yard line. Good run for first down.
Now, those are all positive plays and well blocked and good runs, but it takes an awful lot of those to get you in the end zone. And, you've just got to be able to get some big chunk plays, as you see. I mean, there's a nice hole to run through, and Woods does a nice job of toting the mail and picks up a nice gain and another first down.
And you talk about chunk plays, and you look in the first half, several for Wetumpka, not many, if any, that you can remember for the Bucks.
I think they had the one fairly deep ball to Irwin, and that was about it. Because invariably what's going to happen sooner or later is you're going to get a play like that, and that's going to put you behind the chains by down a distance. And you just have to be able to throw the ball in out of run sets and run the ball out of pass sets, and throw when you want to and not when you have to, and all those philosophical things that coaches always talk about.
Give a gain of 2 on that last play, so 2nd down and 8. Clock rolling, under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Irwin going to flank out to the right side. Go with that power set to the left side, and back to pass. They're looking, and catch is going to be made, and that's a good positive play on the outside as he finds Wilson for a big gain and another first down for the Bucks.
Yeah, this is another flood route. This is play action, and got the wing back in the flat and the tight endish position on a little corner route, and the ball very well thrown that time by McNeil, and a nice catch after the bobble. Good concentration by Wilson to pick up big first down. McNeil showed a little arm right there.
Well delivered pass. Wilson bobbled it momentarily, but able to hang on, and that is a big gain for the Bucks as they get into Wetumpka territory at about the 42-yard line. Back to the run. This is Hambrick on the carry, and he'll get inside the 40, about the 36-yard line.
Another one of those 3, 4, 5-yard plays.
Got a player down on the field, looks like, for Wetumpka, and Hambrick gets up limping as well. That's Stoudemire, the defensive tackle for Wetumpka. Kind of got caught up. The pile actually lands on him, as you see everybody land on Stoudemire.
It didn't feel good, I guarantee you. 5'9", 235-pound senior.
He hops up and will limp off. Hopefully we'll see him again. But 2:24 left here in this first half. The gain on that first down was 5 yards, leaving a 2nd down and 5 for the Buckhorn Bucks. And you see into the ballgame there, Hambrick. His first carry gets up limping. I think he's been battling some injuries for Coach Keith Henderson. He's trying to get in there and help his team out. So 2nd down and 5. And go back to Hambrick. This time not a lot of room. Stop in there by McNeil. Check that by Traylor.
Yeah, Traylor knifed inside from his defensive line position and beat the block by the tackle to that side, and almost had to play for minus yardage, but cut it to a very small gain. You'll see Taylor come from the left side of your screen right there on that inside pinch, and nice heads-up play on his part.
So 3rd down and 5. Buckhorn again trying to get something going, see if they can make something happen here. They'll flip it out. The catch is going to be made. And close to the 35-yard line. That's a good pop out there on the stop that time.
And they really had 2 flat receivers almost in the identical same area. If you look at it right here, you're going to see the wing back leaving your screen on the left side, and 2 defenders and 1 blocker. That usually doesn't work out too well for the offense.
Good stop in there by Nowden and also by number 37, Congo. Sets up a 4th down. And about 3 yards to go. So the Bucks going to have to try to find a way to capitalize here on 4th down. This is where the drive last time kind of bogged down.
Yeah, and you know, a couple things that are keys right here. You know, this ball's, if they don't get this 1st down, it's a pretty good field position for a very explosive Wetumpka offense. And the thing that Buckhorn does not want to happen is to be 3 scores down at halftime. So they got to be very careful here. Can't afford a minus yardage play. You know, need to get something quick, or you know, the 2 things have been best for them are the play action passes to the outside, or those power plays to the inside. I wouldn't really, frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if Buckhorn doesn't punt it right here and play a little bit more conservatively, but we'll see.
4th down and 3.
Heck, I'm an announcer here, Tommy. What do I know?
I don't know. I'm putting you on the spot here. You know, you look at it and it's such a tough call. You're trying to get something offensively, but you sure don't want Wetumpka to have another chance here before the break. And they're going to go give it to Woods right side. He will dive to the 30. Ball pops loose when he hits the turf, but he will reach the 30-yard line. And that is going to be good for a Buckhorn 1st down.
Yeah, real nice blocking that time by the Buckhorn right side of the offensive line. That insert blocker again with that power back. And good tough running. That ball did come out, but looks like
quick, didn't it?
Looks like a blue and gold got on it.
So 1st down and 10. Bucks now with 1:08 left.
Now we talked about, you know, that if the ball's turned over and it's a 3-score game at halftime, how devastating that would be. But just think what if Buckhorn drives this one in, we've got a new ball game.
Back to pass. Flips it down there. Got a man and a little bit too tall. Almost a one-handed grab there. Great effort. That time by Thomas. He can't pull it in, so it's 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 50 seconds left in the 1st half.
Yeah, this is a wheel route, and I really think that Thomas, valiant effort right there, trying to pull that thing back in. But he stopped running about 5 yards before he got into our screen right there, and I think that maybe if he would have just kept running, he might have been able to catch that one in stride.
2nd down and 10.
And you know what all that being said means, don't you?
What's that mean?
It's 2nd and 10.
That's exactly right. Still need a big play to get in the end zone here. He'll fake it, step back, throw it. Catch is going to be made. Irwin, 20-yard line, breaks the tackle. Good move. Irwin cutting back again to the 5, and he's spun down, and he will be in. Are they marking him at the 1? And it's going to be 1st down and goal. That is a great run after the catch.
It really is.
For Irwin as they get into the Metro Gold's red zone.
You know, his straight-ahead speed, frankly, was not all that impressive, but this is a slant route, or excuse me, a little hitch route. And watch him make a miss right here. There's a little limp leg right there, and as we come back to live action.
Back to Woods. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage and be stopped there. Nope, spun in. Yeah, okay, into the end zone. Looked like he was stopped in the backfield. I lost him in the pile. And then he comes out the other side, and a big score for the Buckhorn Bucks.
Well, the 15 white shirts that had a hold of him, you know, they stopped momentarily, but that young man right there, his legs never stopped. He just kept driving, and he's going to run right through these tackles. It looks like he stopped right there, but watch him churn those legs, and he just keeps coming.
Would not go down, and into the end zone goes Woods. An extra point coming up here. Michaela will try to drive it through and cut that lead in half. Kick is up, and it is good. Oh, no, they say off to the right, or to his left, my right.
He hooked that one pretty bad. I tell you, watch those kickers with their plant foot. When that plant foot's not pointed right at their target, they're going to come across the ball and hook it, and that's exactly what happened on that one right there.
So 14-6, the new score. 28 seconds left here in the 1st half. You look at the way that the Buckhorn Bucks got down there. They go to the air, find Irwin on the outside. When he cuts it back in, makes 2 men miss, and a great run. Had players running all over each other and gets down to the 1-yard line, and then it's power football. They go back to Woods, and great blocking on the right side, but more individual effort by Woods.
Well, watch him keep those feet moving, and had a little help there from his friend at right tackle. That's number 70, Joseph McCain, who helps him get to the promised land. Pretty big collision by those two Wetumpka defenders that collided as they were trying to run down Riley on his great run after the catch.
Kicking it off, going to be a short little onside. Supposed to be a squib kick. I don't think it was supposed to be that short. But now you got Wetumpka with 28 seconds left, and they've got good field position, Coach.
Yeah, they really do. And you know, I mean, Thomas has already shown he's capable of breaking it from anywhere on the field. And, of course, Rawls had an 82-yard run last week at Opelika. So I don't think Buckhorn can afford to just put their safeties back deep and rush 3. It's too much open ground to give these very talented backs a chance to move ahead as we get some more tacked on.
It's going to be a re-kick, it looks like. Let's see. Move it back.
I don't think it's going to be a re-kick unless they're going to kick it from the 41.
41-yard line. So now great field position.
I did not see a signal. Did you, Tom?
I missed it. You look at this, and all of a sudden, you got Buckhorn cutting the lead 14-6. Now Wetumpka with a football at the 42-yard line, and that Buckhorn defense is going to have to come up big here. Quarterback keeper left side, running room down to the 33. Rawls gets up and some talking back and forth, and tell you what, if you're both coaches, it's the last thing you need either of you. You don't want to, and still we got to, again, it continues to be some pushing and shoving down at about the 30-yard line. We'll get in there and separate everybody. And the clock is down to 18 seconds. And I believe that coaching staffs will handle that issue.
I guarantee you Coach Henderson is not taking lunch orders right there. He is restoring order.
I believe he jumped out there and cleared things up. I guess you can go, we can say he cleared the air on that Buckhorn defense. We've got a timeout for them to talk about it here, but after the play was over, some jawing back and forth and a little bit of pushing and shoving. Down to 18 seconds left in the first half. And like I said, if you're the coach there on both sides, you can't afford either team to get a penalty.
Oh, no.
Your teams have got to hold your composure there, because if you're Buckhorn, you sure don't want them to get 15 yards closer to the goal line. And Wetumpka, with a chance to score, you don't want to ruin that here.
Well, and to be very frank about it, at football at all levels, there's too much of that in modern football. You know, it just too much talking, too much extracurricular activity, and nothing good ever comes out of it. And really very fortunate that one or both were not flagged. And but nevertheless, and you know, I'm looking at the scoreboard. I don't see the timeouts there. I really don't know who has what left. I guess I should, but I can't find it up there. So.
I don't think that anybody really has anything left. We've burned a lot here in the first half.
That's what I thought. I seem to remember about 8 timeouts.
Yeah, I think we've been to about 10 or 12 here in the first half. 14-6. They put 4 more seconds back on the clock, so 22 seconds left on the clock. Buckhorn with the football, just inside the 35-yard line, and they're going to run. Pitch back. He's looking to throw. Going to throw it deep. Got a man down there, and the catch is made. That is Davis into the end zone, as he will haul in his second score here in the first half.
Well, I tell you, that's a very well executed, not a Philly special, but a cousin of it. And I tell you, they would have lamented if they hadn't hit that, because Rawls is going to run wide open down the left sideline right here. But really, boy, what a well thrown ball right there by Bowman. Right on the money, and it didn't take him long, did it?
Did not. Bowman puts it on the money, and a 20-6 Wetumpka lead. Davis with 2 touchdowns here in the first half.
He's had himself quite a half.
Guaranteed. Extra point, Grindle up, and it is through there. So 21-6. Like we said, the short kickoff and then the penalty, and the next thing you know, Wetumpka is well within striking distance, and a little reverse pass here, and Bowman gets a little hop, and he'll put it on the money into the end zone. Davis pulls it in. Big play for that Indian offense.
It's like he was out to practice early.
Got a step there.
Yep.
Through the secondary, you just can't let anyone get behind you in that situation.
Well, but a really well-designed play. You had a lot of wind addressing that, you know, you got to be very, very disciplined at the back end not to peek into the backfield when you see that reverse action. And, of course, you normally when you peek into the backfield, your feet stop, or at the very least you lose track of the receiver. Doesn't take long, especially when guys can run like these guys in the white jerseys can run. And the result in that time was a lightning strike for 7 more. Boy, did things turn in a hurry.
You had Buckhorn getting some momentum back with that touchdown, and The short kickoff, and now Wetumpka snatches that momentum back. Lead by 15 here with 15 seconds left on the clock. Grindle to kick it off for the Indians.
Got a pretty good leg. Let's see where he puts this one.
Woods back deep, but no chance to return that one. They put it in the end zone again. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Bucks. 15 seconds left on the clock. I don't know if you'll see Buckhorn take any chances deep in their own territory with 15 seconds left.
Tommy, at this point, who knows?
Yeah, that's right. You got a point.
Might run the old quad reverse and.
Yeah, you know, the styles of play, and that's the thing about Wetumpka being so explosive. Buckhorn's offense is a tough come-from-behind offense in the situation that they're in. They're not really a big play offense, and Wetumpka is one of those strike-quickly teams. We'll go to Woods on the right side, and he'll be spun down about the 24-yard line.
Looks like they're going to be content just to let this one run out. Take it to the house at halftime.
We will hit triple zeros, and we head to the locker room. Wetumpka scores early. They score late here in the first half, and they lead by 15, 21-6 over the Bucks of Buckhorn here at the half. We'll come back. Our halftime show will roll on the HSA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Welcome back here at the break. Time to check out the Wetumpka High School Marching Band. They have a long history of excellence dating back to its days as the Elmore County Big Blue under the direction of Truman Welch, later transformed under the direction of Milton Welch into what is now known as the Pride of the Tribe. For the 11th season, the band is under the direction of Mr. Jason Warnix. So let's enjoy the Wetumpka High School Pride of the Tribe.
crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
Back live at Paul Snow Stadium, Wetumpka leading 21-6 over Buckhorn here at the half, and you got the bands performing here at halftime. And again, the first half, it was a quick start as we get the game underway, and it was Wetumpka jumping out early, Coach, and in the first drive, offensive chunk play after chunk play, and Terrence Thomas getting it done for that offense. But things kind of slowed down. That Buckhorn defense able to come up with some stops, and again, a pretty well played first half. Buckhorn making all the adjustments.
Well, they did, and of course there were a couple of timely penalties that I think helped Buckhorn a little bit, and they got a nice drive towards the end of the half to put them on the scoreboard. Good combination of power running and some timely passes. But then Wetumpka is going to show just the explosiveness that they have. You know, I think they get the ball about midfield with about 24 seconds left, and they're able to take it in the end zone, get a nice long run, and then a little razzle-dazzle to put them on the board, and the result is the 21-6 game that we have at halftime.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights here in the first half. On the first drive of the ball game, the pitch on the outside to Terrence Thomas, and again, Coach, speed, speed, speed.
Well, you can see how explosive he is, and that's going to be a reoccurring theme, not just his speed, but also the Indian ability to open up that left side off tackle play. Now, here's a great throw and catch right here. Great job of getting that left foot down for the touchdown, and then a nice power run by Rawls. And then here is the big play for Buckhorn in the first half. That's Riley Irwin catches the hitch route, makes a couple people miss, and then nice power running inside. That's called rolling the pile, folks, and nice job by Raylan Woods. But Wetumpka will answer. There is the second touchdown of the half by Davinio Davis, and the result, as we said, is 21-6.
21-6, the lead by Wetumpka, as we again 15-point lead, that touchdown late. As they were able to get on the board and really grab that momentum back. As we were heading to the locker room, you talk about it, Coach. We thought toward the end there that Buckhorn was going to go in with the momentum after that touchdown, but Wetumpka is such a quick striking team.
Well, they really are. They have so much speed in so many different places right here. And you know, you talked about momentum. I mean, this is a big game. It's, you know, it's not a region game, but it is a big game because we're about halfway through the season now, and both these teams have playoff aspirations. And a win here is really going to catapult them from a momentum standpoint into the second part of the season. And so it's a big game from that standpoint. It's a big game in the HSAA, and plenty of big happenings in the Athletic Association over the last week or so. First off, St. James senior Lucy Edwards, AHSAA match record in volleyball, 27 aces in a 3-0 win over Valley. That is bringing the heat from a serving perspective there. Again, congratulations to Lucy Edwards of St. James. Also, the Enterprise Runners, a big weekend dominating the East Gate meet. The girls, 3 of the 4 top spots. The boys get 1st and 4th place. And again, both teams are able to be successful there as they dominate the East Gate meet last weekend. Also in the HSAA news, Mars Hill's Peyton Higgins. How about 2 kicks for touchdowns over a span of 3 plays? He returned an opening kickoff a few plays later, a 91-yard punt return as Mars Hill gets a big win, defeating Phillips 70-14. 27 aces? More than that. Yeah, 27. Yeah. I tell you what, I mean, that's almost impossible. I'd like to see that. And how about Jackson Bratton, the Muscle Shoals, the defender, as the inside linebacker there, gets a big night as he was really a stellar performer there. Had 15 tackles in that win. Trojans get a big win over Hartselle last Friday night. That is a big win. Offensive spotlight, Uche. Where was the defense in this one? 68-40, the final score. Montevallo scores 9 touchdowns and a state record 7 2-point conversions as they get a 68-40 win over Jemison last Friday. Why wasn't anybody kicking? I mean, you go for 2. Nobody able to kick the football, and nobody able to stop each other as well. 68-40, big win there. Buckhorn Band, under the direction of Dr. Jacob Souter. Their 2019 show is titled Star Beats. They're talking about music such as Star Trek, the original series and the movie, as well as Shining Star by Earth, Wind, and Fire. So let's sit back and enjoy the Buckhorn High School Marching Band.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan-Hare.
Did you know that suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24? It is also one of the leading causes of preventable death in our nation. It is time we all start to talk more about youth suicide and how we can change these statistics. My name is Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama, and I'm working with the Jason Foundation and the AFCA to address this serious national health issue. Visit jasonfoundation.com to learn what you can do to help prevent youth suicide.
21-6 our halftime score. Wetumpka leading over Buckhorn. As again, this is a non-region game. They are about 3.5 hours apart. And got a good look there at Coach Keith Etheridge and what he said to his troops at halftime. I think that last touchdown would be his sticking point. That would be the thing that, you know, you climbed back in it. You were down by 1 score. And then you just let your guard down momentarily. And that big touchdown pass here on the Bowman to Davis pass. And he's got about 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of him, and he just pulls it in for the touchdown. Yeah. I think that is going to be the sticking point right there that Coach Henderson talked about at the break.
Yeah, really well-designed play too, and ball right on the money. But yeah, you get back in the game. You got it down to a 1-score game, very few seconds, and of course, one of the biggest plays in that drive was that 15-yard penalty. Still not sure exactly what the call was, but that took it from about the 36-yard line, right, well into Buckhorn territory, and Wetumpka made him pay.
You get it down to that 8 points, and then you get the kick in the second half. So you've got a chance to get something offensively to really tie the game up. And, all of a sudden it just kind of went south there, and that big touchdown may come back to really haunt this team from Buckhorn. Coming into the ball game, as we said, both teams really defensively had their struggles all season. You've got Buckhorn allowing 24 points a ball game, averaging 29. Wetumpka allowing 30 points a ball game and averaging 36. Now that Wetumpka defense, they have played some pretty good offenses from some teams that have been able to put up 30 points. When you talk about Dothan, a team we saw last week, Opelika, they have faced some pretty good defenses. Tonight, I think the Wetumpka defense has been pretty strong.
Yeah, it really has. They have, with the exception of really the pretty long pass to Riley Irwin that set up the Buckhorn score, they've been able to hold the Buckhorn offense pretty much in check.
So it will be Buckhorn football to open up the second half. They'll try to get something going offensively as they, again, in the first half seem to kind of want to really pound the football early. And that just, in the interior of that Wetumpka defense, there's just nowhere to run the football. And then they started mixing it up, trying to hit some corners, and then also throwing little slant passes, things like that, able to get some offense.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key, Tommy. I mean, Buckhorn is going to have to be able to mix the run and pass a little bit more than they did in the first half.
Chance to return it here. 15-yard line, that's going to be about it. Good coverage that time, just could not get to the wall. And Buckhorn starts deep in their own territory.
Kind of a loping return by Tyrance Crutcher. Good coverage by Wetumpka, and the Bucks will start their first offensive series of the second half on the 15-yard line.
Never seemed to get it into another gear, kind of like he was waiting on a block that never developed. So here come the Bucks, 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. They'll try to get some things to happen positive on the offensive side of the football. Last time they had it, pretty good drive they put together. They'll come back and run it up the gut. Woods will get to about the 22, 23-yard line as he hits the deck there. We'll bring up a 2nd down. Picks up about 6 on the play. We'll say 2nd and 4.
Good blocking to get on that right side. And you know, that's where Buckhorn has run the ball the vast majority of the time, you know, over their right side of their offensive line. And they've had a lot of 5 and 6 yards plays, but what's happened, you know, somewhere in each of these drives, they've gotten a -1 or just a very short gain, and it's put them behind the sticks by down a distance.
Go back to Woods. And the line maybe falls forward. You had a good look at Stoudemire a few minutes ago. He was taken out in the first half, our only injury to report, and he is back in the ball game, so that's a good sign.
This is going to bring up 3rd and very short, and of course I think this is a key down right here. Buckhorn does not want to go 3 and out on their first series of the second half.
So they will. It's 3rd, about a yard.
Saw the arm flex. You think this is going to be that power set?
I'm thinking it is. It's going to be the power look. I think that number 35 will probably get it. He does on the right side, and he will fall forward. Looks like he got the 1st down.
You know, and this power set has always been set, I say always, the vast majority of the time, to Buckhorn's right. Running behind that right side of the offensive line. And good defense by Wetumpka, but not enough to stop Buckhorn from getting the first down of the second half.
Well, it looks like they're going to measure. Looked to me like he had certainly gotten a couple of yards here, but the officials are going to bring it across. Not so certain.
Well, let's look at the change down there. I'm going to say that he made it by half a football.
See the chain gang making their way out. Stretch it. And
1/3 of a football.
Oh, short.
I had a bad angle, Tom.
That's what it was. Short.
Interesting call right here.
Gonna have to put that away, I would assume. However, the offense is going to stay on the field.
You know, there's always the announcer credo of, hey, if you can't get 2 inches anywhere on the field, you don't deserve to win the game.
That's a good point there.
That's something that I'm very free saying as an announcer, would never say as a coach.
You may also go with a hard snap count here and see if you can get Wetumpka to jump in that neutral zone. He will snap it. Handoff. He's got it.
Yeah, good push right there off the right side.
Tell you what, Buckhorn shows you this game means a lot to them. They're going to go for it here on 4th and a yard deep in their own territory. They will rattle the chains. It is a new set of downs, 1st and 10. We expected to see a lot in the backfield of Alex Thomas, but Woods has gotten most of the carries here in this ball game. They'll flip it out to Thomas on this one. He's out in space. Gets a little block there across the 40-yard line. That's Irwin out there making the block. Good play on 1st down.
Now came off that play fake with the motion and flipped it out. Got the defense sealed to the inside, and nice block on the edge by Irwin, and that young man picked up a nice gain.
Back to Woods it goes. He's got a gap. Here he comes to the 40-yard line, 35, one man to beat. They'll chop him down at about the 20-yard line. But Woods on a big gain, and the Bucks are on the move.
It's a little bit different running play right here. That was almost like a cross buck play. Now it's just the ISO again. Good solid blocking up front. Looks like the thing was sprung behind the block of big number 64, Hayden Buchanan, the 5'10" and 220-pound senior right guard.
Buckhorns pay a visit to the Metro Goals red zone. They'll mark it about the 18-yard line. On the carry is Hambrick, and he'll hammer his way down to about the 12-yard line. Metro carving a niche in the Birmingham, Alabama market by installing basketball goals for individuals as well as schools and commercial accounts, installing about 2,000 goals per year. And if you're looking for something other than basketball goals, they've got batting cages, volleyball, they've got bleachers, and wall padding, and football goals, and a whole lot of other stuff. So check them out. Metro Goals, 205-664-0002. Hambrick again. Weave his way down to about the 10-yard line.
A little G pull that time. Hambrick got in behind it, didn't get as much yardage as he had in the play before, but he gave a nice little lift now. He hit that thing with a little explosiveness. That was not going to go back to Raylan Woods.
Third down play here. Bucks trying to cut into that lead. 10-yard line. Get the first down, keep this drive alive. They'll go with that power set yet again. Woods has got it. They'll fall at about the 8-yard line. Close to the first down. I believe they got it, and it will be first down and goal for the Bucks. They'll mark it at about the 8-yard line. First and goal.
One of the few times we've seen the power set to the left, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of these times we don't see McNeil pull that thing and keep it on the quarterback read. That defense is bunching in really tight.
Thomas in motion. We'll go back to Woods. He's chopped down right at the line of scrimmage. Submarining in that time. Getting up from the bottom of the pile.
I think that was Gary Jackson who came in from
that
his
one.
defensive line position, submarine down there and blew up the blocking scheme and made a big pile, and a nice play by that young man.
Second down and goal.
Now, you know, the psychological thing here is not to be lessened at all. You know, you get a nice drive like this. If you're Buckhorn, you got to get points out of it. You got to get it in the end zone.
Man goes across. Go back to Woods again, and he's going to be chopped down to 5. The hand on the headgear there. But evidently it was not, and it's going to be third down and goal at the 5-yard line.
I'm really surprised we didn't see a flag there to Sun Trailer. You're going to see that big paw right there. And it looks like that head turned a little bit, but
the hand was in on the collar, and the head was hit by the helmet. So those two combined make it look like a face mask. But officials are discussing exact what the call will be here, and talking to the Wetumpka captains. And it looks like this is going to go against Buckhorn. It's going to march it off. 5-yard penalty. Going to set it up now. Second down and goal. So the Bucks, tough penalty there. They'll mark it back at about the 12-yard line. Second and goal for Buckhorn. Clock winding. We're about to the midpoint of the third period. We see him look out here to Irwin. Got a little gap. Takes it to the left side to the 5, and he'll go into the end zone. Good run that time by McNeil, and he will get Buckhorn back on the board.
Real good awareness on his part. He had a lot of pressure around him. He stepped up and saw that, you know, the gap to his left is unattended. Watch him step up right here, and he just sees that green grass in front, and he just takes off and shows some nice speed and takes it in for the score. And boy, what a nice drive. I guess you can start the second half better than that, but not much.
That's it. Getting on the board, cuts it to 21-12. They will go for the extra point here after McNeil runs it in from about 12 yards away. The extra point is up, and that one's perfect. 21-13. Back to a one-score game now. 8-point lead for Wetumpka, and that's a good drive to open up the second half for this Buckhorn Bucks team.
It's a pretty good football game there, Tommy.
You see right here, he looks like he's going to try to step up to pass the football. When he steps up, no one is on the left side. He's able to use a stiff arm, get into the end zone.
Well, you know, most defenses to one side are going to have an A-gap defender and a C-gap defender to the weak side. And if you pin the A-gap defender and the C-gap defender runs upfield, a lot of times that B-gap is open, and if the pursuit doesn't catch you, which is very difficult to do from the 8-yard line, why, you got a chance to run it in. And great awareness by that young man right there, and just what the doctor ordered.
New life for the Bucks here. They're down by 8. So we kick it off back to Wetumpka. I don't think you'll see that short kick anymore.
No, he'll try to boot this one. He's got enough leg to do it.
He does. That's going to go in the end zone.
He's been impressive with his,
has.
kicks. He really has a live leg.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Speaking of live legs in the HSA, last week, McPherson, who is the younger brother of Evan McPherson, who kicks for Florida, had a 57-yarder 2 Fridays ago. He followed it up last week with a 56-yarder, 10th grader.
Just your basic 56 and 57-yard field goals, huh?
Just a sophomore stepping out there and drilling it through.
Amazing.
Pretty bright future for that young man. So it looks like we got the Heat timeout. Let's take it here on the HSA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new TV home for high school sports in Alabama. This Thursday on WOTM, catch the AHSAA High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations. This week's matchup will feature the Sandrock Wildcats versus the Spring Garden Panthers. Stay with WOTM all 4 weeks of the playoff. WOTM, the new home of the AHSAA Super 7, live from Jordan Hare.
You saw on the screen, it's number 1 for about 29 yards here as he'll just take the handoff on the right side. They seal the corner again. Terrence Thomas is into the secondary in a hurry, and he'll bring it out close to midfield.
Well, that didn't take long. And again, that's one of the few runs we've seen to the right side by Wetumpka. Most of their damage in the first half went with that type of run to the left side, but it puts Wetumpka in great field position as they start their initial drive in the second half.
Rawls going to go for it all here. Got a man down there, and Davis can't hang on. He's found Davis once. Bowman found Davis once, and it almost was a 3-peat that time as Davis had about 7 yards on his defender.
All right, Tommy, here's a term for you. Zero relative motion. All
okay.
Right?
All right.
When that ball gets below your eyes, okay, it fools your brain.
Okay.
And you think the ball is closer to you than it is. And if you notice guys that drop balls, that try to catch it around their waist on a deep ball, when it's past their eyes like that, it always comes off the fingertips.
Wow.
And the reason is because of zero relative motion. I have no idea what that means, but I can tell you.
It sounds good.
But I can tell you that's exactly what happened.
It sounds
your
official.
brain gets fooled.
Here's some motion. And
He,
it's number
however,
6.
is not fooled.
He's to the 30-yard line and down the near side, using a stiff arm inside the 10-yard line. And it's going to be Ty Rawls taking us into the Metro Goals red zone for the Wetumpka Indians.
It's a good open field tackle by Crutcher right there. That was going to go to the house, and it just seems like Wetumpka can answer anytime they need to. He just runs right by the Buckhorn safety right there. That's number 10, Jabari Bishop, and had been for the open field tackle. He'd been in the end zone, but Wetumpka is knocking on the door again.
Metro Goals, a Helena, Alabama-based company specializing in manufacturing sports equipment for over 40 years now. Whether it's residential, parks and rec, or schools, 205-664-0002. That is Metro Goals. Back in the red zone, here come the Indians. Quarterback keeper, right up the middle, into the end zone again. Rawls finds pay dirt once again, and they answer very quickly to take a 27-13 lead.
This is the quarterback ISO again. And again, you know, anytime it's a Wildcat type play, there's nobody handing off. You got an extra blocker. And it's a nice job by the left side. Good lead block by Thomas. And of course, Rawls knows what to do now when he gets that football and takes it in, and it's back to a 2-score game again.
Extra point coming up for the Indians. Score in a hurry again.
They really can. And like I said, it seemed like, you know, they just push a button and say, okay, time to score.
Just to keep that 2-touchdown advantage. Extra point coming up for Grindle here. And it is good. Let's go back and look at that drive for Wetumpka. Before that, Buckhorn took about 6 minutes. Seems like Wetumpka answers in about 6 seconds, and it starts with Terrence Thomas on the right side. And again, about a 30-yard gain to open up that drive.
Kind of looks like the film was speeded up, folks, but it's not. There's the drop on the zero relative motion play. And this is not zero relative motion. That little whoop he gave to Bishop right there, that's a heck of a move. And
takes it down deep, and then he says, hey, I'll put the finishing touches on it as he goes into the end zone. A 28-13 lead, Wetumpka, and Coach Tim Perry says, hey, you won't drop another one, as he talks to Davis there.
He's not saying that. He's saying, son, let me tell you about zero relative motion.
Well, he could have been. He could have been. And everybody on the sideline had the puzzled look on their face, too. But Wetumpka answers. Lead back to 15.
That's what good teams do. And now we'll see if Buckhorn can answer back.
So Grindle to kick the football off. Look at that Buckhorn offense again. See if they can answer here in the second half. Grindle, good kick down to the 5-yard line. This time a little more speed on the return, but about the same result down at the 17.
That's Joshua Allen on the hit, and assisted by a guy named Terrence Thomas on the kick coverage. Is that name familiar to you there, Tom?
I think so. I think this guy's doing it all for the Indians as he's down for the stop, and Crutcher unable to get to that wall. So here comes the Buckhorn offense, first down and 10.
Got to answer again.
See if they can come up with put together a drive again. They will come out here with
extended discussion.
Yeah, a couple more questions here before Neal takes the field here. See if they can keep that offense going. A good drive last time. Even half of the third period. We'll go back to the carry. That's Hambrick, and a gain of 1. Sets up second down and 9.
Yeah, good job by the Wetumpka defense. Led that time by Brentoni Stoudemire. Came off that block from the inside. That time they caved in the right side of the Buckhorn offensive line and ran that thing down before it ever got started.
What's that decoration on his face mask, Coach? Is that an extension of the headdress?
Well, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what that was.
That's either that or that is. Well, yeah, that's ancient Indians. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
All right, slant pass. Irwin will make the catch to the 24-yard line.
Good hands and a nice catch. On the slant route.
Irwin's had a good ball game.
He has.
He's tough to man up on out there. He's got good size, and again, gets in good position. That's the thing that's impressive is how he uses his body to shield off the defender.
And shown good maneuverability after the catch too.
Third and about 3 now.
And this is a must right here offensively.
We'll go to the running game, and not a whole lot there.
It's going to be a little bit short.
Hambrick brought down by Stoudemire. It's going to be 4th down. You went for it a while ago. Depends on the distance, I think, here, whether you want to try to roll the dice.
I say if it's under a yard, you go.
And must be more. Looks like it's about 1.5 yards, so they're going to punt it away.
I doubt Coach Henderson's listening to me. He's got his own idea.
And we thought that's what the headsets were. We thought we were.
You mean I don't have a direct line into both sidelines? What the heck?
Running it away.
Good high spiral.
And fair catch called for back at about the 38-yard line, where it's first down and 10 for Wetumpka.
Okay, that young man right there, Muhammad Nakli, I'm not sure. I'm not going to see him kicking. I bet he's a soccer player too.
Yeah, I bet he is.
But he's got a nice leg.
He really does. Whether it's punting or kicking, again, averages about 34 yards a punt. He's only attempted one field goal the entire season and made that one.
Ball kind of explodes off, gets up in the air in a hurry. As we take a look at somebody else that can explode, Ty Rawls, who and Thomas have both had. It's kind of been the Thomas, Rawls, Davis show today.
Take over first down at 10, and there's Thomas just hammering his way across the 45. They'll say the knee hits at the 45-yard line.
One of his poorer runs of the night. That only got about 8 yards.
So a set up second down here. He's one of those runners that you always see falling forward, too.
That's it.
He finishes the runs very well. Let's swing it out this time. Here's Davis in space. First down and more. Davis into Buckhorn territory. He'll take it down about the 43-yard line.
Nice little swing route right here coming off the fake. And pretty good blocker on the outside. Number 11 out there, Timothy Johnson, working hard. Well-designed play and picks up a nice first down.
Give left side. Inside the 40. Joshua Allen on that carry. He'll go down to about the 39-yard line for the Indians.
Double pull that time. Pulled the right guard and the right tackle. Nice job of sealing, kicking out, and leading through. And real solid gain here.
Yeah, and that's something we need to make sure we acknowledge. The front line of Wetumpka has really played well. I mean, these runners have looked good because a lot of them are not getting touched until they're in the second level.
Yeah, look at a couple of the big guys right there. That's Colby Golson, 56, 74 is Aiden Grayson.
Back to pass all day to throw the football, and down the middle he goes. Catch is going to be made at about the 19-yard line. When you have that long, the defensive secondary cannot keep up, and they lose Anthony. He pulls it in for another first down and back into the Metro Goals red zone.
And this is a nice strike over the middle, and good arm strength right there. Puts the ball right on the money, right between the 1 and the 3 on that crossing route, and Wetumpka is knocking on the door again.
Good look there at Anthony, who pulled that one in. Just inside the 20-yard line, first down at 10. Little reverse to Davis. Davis cuts it in to the 10-yard line, makes the man miss there, and he'll take it down about the 6-yard line. Davis with 2 touchdowns receiving, almost had a chance to get one rushing there. You look at this block over here on the end, Coach, and this is the way you want to do it. Just there it is.
Yeah, that's a great springing block by number 66. I do not have him on my roster.
I think maybe, let's see, 56 there, I believe, instead.
Yeah, Colby Golson,
Yeah, Golson got a good block there.
How did I miss him? 6'6", 296. Wow.
He's getting it done, I'm going to tell you that. So first down and goal to go for the Indians. Terrence Thomas has got it, and Terrence Thomas will take it into the end zone for another score. And Wetumpka up by 21.
And that's going to make it real tough on Buckhorn, obviously. 3 scores down this late. Hard to make those up. Another very impressive drive by Wetumpka. Again, the Wildcats set. Real nice double team right there, and big push up front, and very impressive drive that time.
They bring in Traylor as a blocking back there, number 5. Usually a defensive lineman. He comes in at about 265, and he just really paves the way there. And you see that big guy, he's clearing the path. And
yeah, kind of a finesse player.
Yeah, definitely finesse.
No, right down the middle of you, buddy.
That kick is up, and it's good. It's 35-13, Indians on top. Impressive drive here by Wetumpka to take a 22-point lead. They flip it on the outside. Davis gets it upfield in a hurry. And then a great thrown pass right here to Anthony. The reverse back to Davis. It worked once, so do it again. And Davis will take it deep into Buckhorn territory. And then Thomas just follows some great blocking into the end zone, and it's a 35-13 game. Wetumpka, explosive, They've got speed, well-coached team, and I tell you, they can take it to the house from any point on the field.
Well, you know, they have been, you know, they were 6A runner-up in 2017, the semifinals last year. I think this team is going to be in the hunt again this year. I know they've dropped 2 here early, but, you know, losing to Dothan and to Opelika early in the season is not the worst thing in the world. They will be a factor.
Good here tonight, leading the Buckhorn 35-13. Final moments here in the third period. Grindle to kick it off for the Indians. On the return, it's Hambrick this time. He'll get a little gap, and he'll fall forward to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Bucks will start, 1st and 10. Good look there at Grindle. I tell you, both kickers have kicked extremely well. I mean, that's one strong suit of both teams.
Yep. They've both been impressive. 2 different styles, but both of them with good legs and have given their team great field position and timely points.
See what McNeil can dial up here, down by a few scores. See if they can get something going offensively and try to strike quickly.
Well, you know, got to be a little methodical right here. Or maybe methodical is not the right word. Got to be patient, and you want to get this thing back down to a 2-score game.
1st down and 10. Student body right, nowhere to go, in trouble. Back at the 29-yard line, a flag comes in.
I wonder if this might be a face mask.
Hambrick jumped up, indicating face mask. Let's see if the officials agree with him. Oh, block below the waist. It's a chop block.
Yeah. Huh.
So we'll go the other way.
Don't normally see that called by a linesman. I think if Hambrick had that play to do over again, he would have planted and cut it up inside and not try to bounce it outside. Just too much speed in that Wetumpka defense.
See if we can spot that, chop block there. 15 seconds left here in the third period. They'll decline it after the big loss, so 2nd down and 15. And looks like that may be the final play of the third as they let it go. And third period, Buckhorn got it off with an impressive drive, but since then, it's been Wetumpka. They've turned the corner, they've pounded in the middle, and they've built a 22-point lead. 35-13 on the HSA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundations on WOTM.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Tim Perry getting it done for Wetumpka. The Indians with a big lead starting the 4th. The 2 have squared off here at Burgess-Snow field. Back to pass, going to go for it deep. And unable to hang on. Good coverage there. And unable to come down with it was Lyric Gurley.
Man, that was a great throw right there. I mean, that ball was right on the money.
And had a chance.
Yeah.
What was it, Coach?
Well,
it gets past his eyes. Well, I don't know.
You know, no, it does get past his eyes, but that's a very tough throw with that outside shoulder. You've got to anticipate that and get that body turned more. He never got his head turned all the way around, but that ball was right where you want it. Good effort by Christopher Congo in the coverage, but you can't throw a ball much better than that.
Makes it 3rd down and 15 for the Bucks here. They trail big, so huge play coming up. And the officials will say Buckhorn timeout.
Just wonder if they go back to early with some kind of a
I think they got
one-on-one route.
Irwin, again, size advantage out here. And I think he may look at that back shoulder throw. They'll call a timeout and try to get it set up. Of course, don't forget, it's just the beginning of a football weekend, and we've got a good one for you right here on WOTM coming up Saturday night, West Alabama at Valdosta. It gets underway at 6 p.m., so I hope you'll tune in this coming Saturday evening. Could be a dandy of a ball game. Again, Keith Henderson there, played at Jack State. He's brought his teams back to JSU the last 2 years. They did this last year. Wetumpka wins 23-7. So they come back this year. Wetumpka leading here by 22. And again, both teams, as they were looking for a game this particular week, and they were able to hook up and get that contract signed. They said, hey, why don't we just find us somewhere in the middle to play? And Keith Henderson made a couple of phone calls, and they move it to JSU. And
well, and
good opportunity for the kids.
And it's got to be fun for both teams to play in, you know, a little bit bigger stadium. And, you know, I mean, the stadium at Jacksonville State now is a beautiful facility.
Here it is on 3rd and long. They're going to look, trying to find Irwin, and overshoots him. It's going to be incomplete. Brings up 4th down and 15.
Yeah, ran an in and out route. Really started with the slant plan and came back outside. Took a long time to develop, but very well covered and just know where to go with it. And Buckhorn is going to have no option right now except to punt the ball, or might be time for a fake, but fourth and 15 is not a real good fake down. So, especially from your own 20-yard line.
We'll line up in punt formation. Nikala back to punt it away. Should punt it somewhere around his own 10-yard line. He'll just try to get up there and let the coverage get down. He's going to take a good roll, and now bounces back, and they'll down it at about the 47-yard line. That's where Wetumpka will start 1st down and 10.
And great field position. That young man's been very, very impressive. Everything we thought he would be tonight. He really runs the ball very well. Kind of a timely passer. You know, he's not obviously a classic drop back guy, but has shown a strong arm. And boy, he and Thomas together are really quite a 1-2 punch.
They really are. And then you bring Davis in on the outside.
Yep.
Those guys, you can see why they're so explosive. In the backfield now with him, it looks to be Joshua Allen. He'll fake it to Allen, flip it on the outside, and that's going to be incomplete. Able to connect out there. That was intended for Timothy Johnson.
Yeah, again, that's kind of an RPO look. You got to come off that fake, set your feet, load your backside, and throw it. At that time, Rawls tried to force the ball, and not anywhere close. Much to the chagrin of that young man right there, Timothy Johnson, who wanted a ball.
Make something happen here. They'll quick pitch it now. In the corner. Taking it down to the 40, 38-yard line.
Pretty good whiz by Joshua Allen right there.
Show you he can pick him up, put him down as well. Buckhorn moves to 3-2, as does Wetumpka. The score holds up. They'll go back to pistol formation. Got Allen going to the left side. He'll bounce it around. He's spun down at about the 33-yard line. So Allen able to get things going there. So again, a 22-point lead for the Wetumpka Indians here as they continue to keep it on the ground and keep that clock moving with 11 minutes left.
Pretty solid depth in that running core for Wetumpka.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing Thomas. Just keep bringing them in. This time going to be Bowman. He's thrown for a touchdown. Now he'll take it down to the 15. Ball pops loose and scramble forward at about the 13-yard line. Wetumpka says they retain possession.
Boy, it looked like 2 or 3 blue shirts had a chance to tuck that thing away, but
wow. Davis
comes up, spins the ball, and
see Bowman here. When he spins, he takes the pop.
Yep.
Looked like Buckhorn was going to hold on to it. It pops loose again, and Davis scrambles for it. He'll pull it in.
You know, You know, Tommy, I never let ball handlers ever wear long sleeves for just that reason right there. I think that ball can slide out when it gets hit. And had some guys with some cold forearms sometimes, but we hung on to the ball.
Wetumpka got a first down and 10 back into the Metro Goals red zone. Looking in the end zone, the throw, it's going to be caught but out of bounds. That time he tried to hit Johnson in the end zone. Just led him a little bit out of bounds.
Yes, steps up and watch this arm strength right here. Just barely. Just barely.
Tell you what, he can put some mustard on it when he wants to.
You didn't have any comment on my long sleeve comment.
Some cold forearms.
Well, you know the old saying, frostbite is temporary, but fumbles are forever.
Oh.
You remember that one?
I never heard that one. That's a freshman, but I will remember that.
That's up in every locker room in America.
I will make sure of that.
Especially here in the Deep South.
I will use that.
When it's 98 degrees. So.
Time. Try to hit Davis. Overshoots him there on third down. And Wetumpka leading by 22. We're under 10 minutes left. So that was second down. Brings up third down and 10 to go for this Indian offense.
Does look like young Mr. Rawls has a good time playing football, and I think that's important too.
See Benjamin Barker there. He started last week at center. Now out of this game, so helping the offense by bringing signals in. Rolling to the left side, flips it, got a hold back in the interior. Right in front of the official, so we'll spot that. The catch is made at the 11-yard line, but I believe this one's going to be coming back. You see him reach out as again, you look and Rawls is kind of sliding out to the left side, and the left tackle just reaches out and tries to keep his man, and we'll spot that one pretty quickly.
Those hands get outside the framework of the body, and it's going to get called pretty quickly. So a very promising drive has gotten pretty sloppy here in the last 2-3 plays.
They'll move it back about the 29-yard line. Good look there at Taekwon Rawls, 6'2", 205 senior. Got 4 wideouts. Brings a man in motion there. He'll roll out and then look back against the grain. Looks down there and incomplete.
Not really sure where that ball was going. He had 2 receivers crossing in the middle of the field, one at the goal line, one about the 10-yard line, but the ball was well behind both of them.
Like you didn't really set the feet to try to throw it deep. You watch the footwork here as Rawls gets here, and then he just kind of up in the air and just kind of flips it down there. Davis was at about the 5-yard line. I guess he was the closest receiver in the area. It's 4th down. Wetumpka going to have to go for it here. Sitting there.
So we'll take a
timeout here with 9:25 remaining in this ball game. Tim Perry there, as we said, coming into this ball game. 128 and 105. He's been doing it 22 seasons. Started off at Alabama Christian, 85 to 2000. We moved to Wetumpka in 2012. And again, 55 and 32 there with the Indians. 22 years of coaching.
A coaching veteran, very solid coach. As we said, his last 2 teams have been among the top 4 in the state of Alabama. You can do better than that, but not much.
And every one of his teams that the last few years, J.D. Martin was such an outstanding quarterback for Wetumpka the last few years, and now he's got a good one there in Taekwon Rawls, and that seems to be the signature of his offense, is that he has one of those dynamic quarterbacks, and he's done a good job with Rawls here tonight.
Yeah, and those things usually don't happen by accident. Obviously, you got to have some talent, but there has to be a system and some expertise to develop it. As we look, it looks like that the Indians are going to try a 46-yard field goal.
All right, here's Grindle out of the hold of Davis. 46. Kick is up. And the kick It's right through there. 46 yards, no problem for Grindle. He drills that one. It's a 38-13 yard. The lead here. And watch him. Grindle kicks it, and he knows it. Lets it go through and says, hey, no problem. Give me the money.
Oh.
Show me the money. Pleased with himself.
Come up with a new one, man. Spin around. Good kick. Good kick. Hit that thing.
It was money on that
thing
one.
Square.
So 46-yarder makes the lead 25 now. Wetumpka leading over Buckhorn. He has shown a very strong leg here tonight on kickoffs and again on that kick as well.
Little spring in his step right there.
Yeah. Pumped up now. Hambrick back deep, also Crutcher as they'll await the kick. Will see if Buckhorn can get something going here in this last 9-19, and you know at this point you're pretty sure you're not going to be able to come back and win this ballgame, but you've got to have something solid to build on. As you said a little bit earlier, Coach, these teams are at the midpoint of the season. This is game number 5, and so they've got to find a way to get ready for the back stretch, which is shocking to me to start talking about. We're halfway through the season.
Somebody we just got started.
Hambrick will come to the near side looking for a block, and that's about the 19. The coverage for Wetumpka on kickoffs tonight has been excellent.
A lot of speed, and they fill their lanes well. And I think just building on what you said, Tommy, I mean, I think they're going to play it like it's nothing, get a drive going, try to get down in the end zone, get some more points, and move on from there.
Yeah, and the thing about it, too, is you realize this is a non-region game. So, you know, your region race is still or yet to be decided, and that's what's going to happen over the next several weeks. That's when you get in the playoffs and you can make anything happen at that point. But I think you got to have some things positive here toward the end of this ball game. If you're Buckhorn, you'd like to see your team put together a good-looking drive here and get back on the board. You could be a little better watching film here in the next few days.
Not much right there. That's that off-tackle play that they've run so much tonight with relatively good success, but nothing on that one. And that young man right there, Raylan Woods, is not going to have to be rocked to sleep tonight. He's had a heavy load tonight.
I'm thinking the bus ride home for him will be pretty quiet, whatever seat he's in.
You know, he'd been more of a short yardage guy for them until this game tonight. He had 4 rushing TDs. Was only averaging, I think, about 2.7 yards a carry before this game, but he's improved on that a lot.
Buckhorn takes a timeout. Let's take one too. 38-13, Wetumpka all over Buckhorn at JSU.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
HSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations. Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes as we start to wind things down from this game. 38-13, Wetumpka with a lead. Burgess-Snow field on the campus of Jacksonville State University. Buckhorn trying to get something to build on offensively. They've had a couple of good drives. The both touchdown drives have been impressive.
Yeah, they really have been. You know, the one to start the second half, very authoritative, and but really it's just been too much Wetumpka speed, I think, and you know, again, they'll try to get another drive going here and leave with a good taste in their mouth. A little wheel route.
And gonna be incomplete. Trying to hit Gurley out here on the boundary.
Yeah, very well covered and
very well.
Route pushed to the sideline, just nowhere to go with it, and now 3rd and 8.
Look here, just out patterning up There's just nowhere to put that football.
Well, anytime that defensive back can pin that receiver to the sideline on any kind of a go route, vertical route to the outside, that's a win for the defense. He just rode that thing right into the sideline.
Play by Congo there. Sets up a 3rd down and 8 now for Buckhorn. Bring Irwin out here again. He's got man-to-man coverage from now. Got a flag on the play.
Yeah, there were still Buckhorn players that were moving that were not set yet when the ball was snapped, and that's just a lack of concentration.
Coach Keith Henderson said, we got to go. And I think he's indicating we got to pick up the pace a little bit to hustle out to our spots. And that's what he's trying to give that message to his players here.
And of course, there's bound to be a little frustration as this game moves along, and it's going to slip away.
So 8:32 left in this one. 3rd and long. McNeil steps back. Looks, catch is going to be made out to the 25, 26-yard line. Let's see. Looks like 4th and a couple to go.
I think that Mr. McNeil is pleading his case as let's go for it. What do we got to lose? But from your own 25-yard, I'm not going to do that.
Well, punt it away again.
I noticed there, Brandon McNeil, like so many, as we see the punt right here. You notice how he took his mouthpiece out of his face mask and put it in between plays?
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be illegal. How many linemen you ever see do that?
Yeah, they don't ever look like
lineman never gets a chance to do that. He's fighting for his life. Why should a back get a chance to take his mouthpiece out and just stick it somewhere?
Stick it in his helmet, yeah.
When a lineman is, I mean, that thing may be riveted into his jaw for all we know. Probably not something that's going to be a top.
I wonder if
it's going to be.
I wonder if it's going to be one of those, up for debate during the offseason. That'd be something we need to address.
I mean, this is at every level now.
That's right.
I mean, this is something I think probably the rules committee
should be fair for every position.
Tell me, why did you bring this up?
Now here we go. See, we'll get a controversy begun.
Nevertheless, it looks like we got some backups in for Wetumpka.
And off on the right side, that's a good stop. Carry that time by Allen.
Nice play by that young man right there, Tavian Moore Manning. Good open field tackle.
Bring up 2nd down and long for this Wetumpka offense. We just left to eat up some clock here and let some of the younger guys get in. Option play across the 32-yard line. We do not have a 16 on our roster is what I was just looking.
I'm just wondering if that's maybe Jaleel Johnson, maybe. I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing here. We do not have 16.
We had Johnson.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. We sure did.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 8. That Wetumpka offense in trouble and going down. That is a good play defensively. Daniel Scott for the Bucks able to come in and get the stop, and we'll get that Buckhorn offense back out there.
Not sure if that was a blitz or Scott, as you see him coming from the left side of your screen. I mean, just not a very good effort by Wetumpka's left guard right there, Aiden Grayson. Just let him run right by him, and nice sack by that young man, and it's a stop, and Buckhorn's going to get another shot.
It'll be punting time. As Grindle going to punt the football away. And that Buckhorn offense will get it again offensively and try to get something going in the final 6 minutes of the 4th period. They'll roll in about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Indians will take over. 1st down and 10.
Well, it's been a good night for Wetumpka. They've answered every challenge, and I think the thing that I think maybe they'll be most pleased is that this is with the exception of the Calera game, which they won 35-7, and this will be the best their defense has played all year, and for the most part, it's been a very solid unit tonight.
And offensively, right on the average, right at 36, 38 points a game, and offensively, they scored 30 points or more in every game this year. So,
well, and really, it looks almost offensively like they do whatever they need to do. When they need to do it.
And tonight, like I said, the offense kind of joined in as well. Hand off on the right side and out across the 35 to the 36-yard line on the carry that time is Thomas. Second down. And Buckhorn will have better days as well. I mean, you look at this team, and when you look at a team that beats Albertville last week 24-7, they were able to pile up the points against Hazel Green. They lose to Florence, which is not normally Florence was such a strong program. That's nothing to be ashamed about. But a 25-point lead right now for Wetumpka. And Coach, let's talk about our Oxstrong player of the ball game tonight. And you and I agree this guy was able to really set the tone early.
Well, he really has, and I mean, you're going to see Terrence Thomas right here, and it's almost a replay of the whole game. I mean, it seemed like every time he touched the ball, something exciting happened. And we don't have his stats for the game right now, but he had to have averaged double figures in yards per carry, and just an electric player. And
he's able to go into the end zone there. And I tell you, just again, an impressive performance for our Oxstrong player of the game, Terrence Thomas. Not a lot of running room for Alex Thomas on the other side for the Buckhorn Bucks.
Yeah, that's Antonio Jordan right there, all 6'6", 270 pounds of him.
He's a junior, so
pretty healthy young man right there.
Not too bad. Clock rolling, 5:15 remaining. Buckhorn facing a 3rd down and 5 here.
Well, and again, from a Buckhorn standpoint, I mean, they want to get they want to get a drive. They want to have a good taste in their mouth when this thing's over with, and sure don't want another 3 and out.
Going to throw it deep and out of bounds. Coming back in is going to be Irwin. Flag comes in. Irwin makes the catch, and we'll let the officials sort all this out.
Well, he did run about 10 yards out of bounds, then come back in. And the rule is, that if you're forced out, you must come back within a reasonable amount of steps. I'm not sure that 10 yards is, but it kind of looks like maybe it is.
Well, instead of the flag, was that a hat that was thrown over there? Now the officials will stop, and it actually was the flag. The referee had signaled it ready for play, and so they are going to wave the yellow flag off. So, and again, you look at Irwin here. He is well out of bounds, but never gives up on the route, comes back out. And he will haul it in, and that's good for a Buckhorn 1st down inside the 30-yard line at about the 27.
Well, okay. It must come back inbounds in a reasonable amount of time, and there you go.
So 1st down, gives it off on the left side, and that's going to be Thomas, and he'll spin close to the 20-yard line, just outside at about the 21.
That's good, tough running by Thomas.
He will.
Little lead play, right guard pulled and led through.
That could be a key play, and if Buckhorn can get on the board here, that's a huge plus for them as they
absolutely
get ready to make the journey back to Newmarket.
Thomas not the biggest guy either, 5'7", 155, but he turned it up there with some authority.
McNeil steps back. Looking, floats it down there in the end zone. Too tall. Tried to find Thomas right there. Thomas had a little step there, just couldn't convert.
Yeah, he had him. And that corner route, you really want to throw that ball when the safety is over the top like that safety was. You want to throw it, out in front and bring the receiver back a little bit for that ball. But that ball's too far inside and too much over the top. Nice looking route, but just to no avail.
Third down and about 4. Bucks trying to get on the board here. They trail by 25. Would love to get something to build on next week. Handoff. Hambrick, nowhere to go. He'll move the pile forward to about the 16-yard line. He's into the Metro Goals red zone. Let's see how close he is to the first down marker. Looks like it's going to bring up 4th down. Don't forget, if you're looking for goals for a residential area, Parks and Rec, schools as well, 205-664-0002. Metro Goals, sponsor of our red zone each and every Thursday evening. So he was able to get the first down yardage, so he got it by the nose of the football, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bucks. It's man in motion. McNeil fakes it to Hambrick, flips it out on the outside to Alex Thomas. Thomas cuts it back inside. Took it right back into the teeth of that defense.
Really a nice run after the catch. There were 2 Wetumpka defenders, the safety and the linebacker that side that were unblocked. Only 1 blocker out there and 3 defenders. He does a nice job of slipping the first guy and getting back upfield and picking up 5 tough yards.
So 2nd down and 5 from about the 12-yard line. McNeil looking for the fade. Throw, catch can't be made. Tried to find Irwin. There was not a lot of room to put that football.
Yeah, I couldn't see whether the defender got a hand in there and knocked it loose or not. Tried to throw the back shoulder fade again. It looked like Riley was going to come up with it. Riley Irwin. Tried to do the one-handed. The other arm is kind of pinned to his body, but to no avail. Bring up this 3rd and 5.
He was flank coach way out on the boundary. It's not, he didn't leave himself a lot of room there.
Yeah,
that's something I was wondering.
Yeah, that oversplit right there, I'm not a big fan of that. It doesn't give you a whole lot of room. Almost any route to the outside is going to get bunched.
3rd and 5. Got his man down there. Catch is made. Touchdown.
Real nice throw and catch. That time, really nice route by Austin Wilson, number 15. Ran a little corner route again, and that time that ball was out in front and brought him back just like it's supposed to.
Well thrown pass, and he gets into the end zone. You see right here, McNeil just lofts it up and allows his man to just run under the football and makes a good catch there. And that's good for a touchdown. 38-19.
That'll take a little of the sting off, and you wonder here if Buckhorn's going to go for 2.
As Wilson will stay on the field, as will McNeil. Hambrick back there with him. Flips it out. Catch is going to be made into the end zone.
Little flood route.
Nice 2-point conversion. Dylan Tucker takes it in.
Plays kind of a relic in modern football. You don't see that too much anymore, but this is the touchdown right. This is the corner route. Notice how the ball brings him back to the boundary.
Right there on the money.
If you watch right to the left side of your screen, you'll see the fullback slip into the flat. Well, this is the corner route again. Excuse me. That's the end zone. Look at it.
Again, that's the way Wilson goes out here, and they flood right behind him.
Yep.
Tucker powers his way in the end zone. 38-21, your new score with 2:24 remaining. Well, that's a competitor right there, Austin Wilson. They call on him to do a lot, Coach. He blocks. He's always around the football. He has to go out for, for passes as well, and he is constantly on the football field making plays.
Nice route for the score down there, and that takes some of the sting off. And obviously you always want to win, but you want to leave the field, with as positive a feeling as you can. And there's the onside kick, and they may have gotten it.
It was touched and popped loose, and Buckhorn says they have it.
Well, we're still rolling around there. We got a white shirt and a blue shirt fighting for it.
And Davis comes out of there with it, but they will say it's Buckhorn football. The officials said it was recovered and then taken away on the bottom of the pile, so it's Buckhorn ball.
Of course, you want to get the big hop. And the big hop came early, but it short hopped the Wetumpka return guy. And there's definitely a blue shirt on it to begin with. And now the scrum is on.
So it's going to be Buckhorn football.
Yeah, 221, 17 points. Who knows?
Start this drive. 49-yard line of Wetumpka. McNeil from the shotgun. Looks like the starting defense back in the game for Wetumpka now. It's going to be left side, and on the carry that time is Turner. It's a couple of yards.
Tough to bounce that sweep outside when it's forced deep like that. Just too much speed in the Wetumpka secondary.
2 minutes left here in the ball game. Bucks trying to cut into the lead again. If they want to try to go with another onside kick, going to have to score relatively quickly now.
And I'm really surprised there's not a little more of a sense of urgency here by the Buckhorn offense to try to conserve some time.
Now they're going deep. Got a man and couldn't find him. Had a chance right there, and they just could not connect. That pass intended for Thomas.
Yeah, that was another corner route. And again, the receiver this time, you know, on the corner route, if it looks like the receiver is behind the defender, you want to throw it over the top. If it looks like the defender's on the high shoulder, you want to bring it back to the sideline a little bit. It looked like the receiver thought the ball was going to go to the sideline that time, and the ball was thrown over the top, and that's the misfire.
More football coming up this weekend. West Alabama at Valdosta State. That gets underway this Saturday, 6 p.m. right here on WOTM. So college game to check out this Saturday night right here on WOTM TV. Back to pass, looking, floating it down there, and Irwin makes the catch but cannot keep the foot in bounds.
Another back shoulder throw. That one was just a little bit too far backside, and the result is going to be this 4th and 7.
Got a flag on it. And is that Ty Rawls out there in coverage, Coach?
That would be, unless they have double numbers, which I don't think they do.
We don't, according to our roster, and they got a sideline warning that time. But Rawls out there in coverage now. That's him. He's playing a little DB.
Probably going to put him on Mr. Irwin. And
4th down and 8 now with a minute and a half left. See what they can dial up.
Well, most of their throws in this half have all been to the outside. Very little thrown over the middle.
Got pressure coming. Floats it up, and there's nobody home.
Yeah. The receiver to the outside ran a stop route, and the ball was thrown deep.
He did. He
got
took a pop.
pretty good.
Good time. McNeil. The pressure was coming. He got rid of it. And it is roughing the passer against Wetumpka, so the drive is going to stay alive. We'll get a look here. You see him drop back. The pressure's coming. Throws it in, and
ball is gone.
And ball is gone, and then picking him up and planting him in the turf is going to get 15 yards, and Buckhorn will keep possession. If you're Coach Tim Perry, you cannot be thrilled about that because you had the drive stopped, and chances are you're going to win this football game, but those are things that you're going to have to learn down the stretch. You can't make mistakes like that to keep drives alive.
Somebody will probably get some time to think about that, is either running around a track or rolling down the field or running up a hill.
McNeil pass incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:18 left, and he gets popped again. McNeil continued to pick himself up off the turf. And he'll have it with 1:18 left, 2nd and 10.
Not even close with these last 3 throws. The routes have not developed, and the ball hasn't been near a receiver.
Needs a big play here. He's waving that arm as if it's taking a pretty good pop here, and it has in the last couple of plays. And they'll give it off up the middle, and almost busting it that time was Thomas. He'll be drugged down about the 26-yard line.
For a minute, I thought that thing was going to spit through. It looked like Brentoni Stoudemire, the 235-pound senior defensive lineman, knifed in there at the last minute and made a shoestring tackle to hold that thing to not nearly as big a gain as it could have been, as we're under a minute.
3rd and 4.
Yeah, they do. They have Rawls out here in man coverage on Riley Irwin.
We'll look for Irwin. He makes the catch. Irwin 15, 10, and drugged down at about the 8-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and goal for Buckhorn and back into the Metro Goals red zone.
And they ran a little slant route to the right of your screen. This ball's really well thrown. A nice route by Irwin. And a little tough running after the catch as well.
Irwin's a good-looking receiver out there. He does a really good job of getting open. They'll hand it off. Nothing to do for Thomas. He'll be stopped there. And it'll be a timeout called by Buckhorn with 22 seconds. Now, whether you're looking for basketball goal for your own backyard or outfitting soccer fields for an entire school system, investing in sports equipment from Metro Goals guarantees you top quality, because every product they make is carefully designed and solidly built from the finest materials to offer you durability and value. Ask any of the 160,000 plus customers they've served since 1973 and they'll agree. Metro Goals, 205-664-0002. 22 seconds left on the clock. Buckhorn trying to get on the board again. They trail 38-21.
Well, they ran on 1st down. I'd be surprised if they run again with just 22 seconds left. You know, they'd love nothing better than to punch this thing in. Still probably not going to be enough, obviously, to give them a chance to win the game, but they certainly would feel a lot better about themselves on the ride back.
Touchdown would be huge for this Buckhorn offense that at times has sputtered tonight, but we've also seen them put together some impressive drives.
Yep.
No huge chunk plays, but they just a methodical drive. But right now they're going to need to try to get something big here with 22 seconds left on the clock. Into the end zone it goes, and incomplete.
Tried to rush that a little bit, threw off his back foot, but the route was well covered anyway. Brings up a 3rd and goal.
16 seconds left on the clock. McNeil tried to hit Wilson. This lineup, when you look at it offensively, only one junior. That's Hayden Shrimsher, the left guard. The rest seniors on this offense.
Well, yeah, you know, 27 seniors on this team, and this offense, as you said, is senior laden.
16 seconds on the clock. 3rd down. Stepping back, throws it in the end zone, trying to find Wilson. It's incomplete. Once again, he is getting hit every snap. I mean, you look at this and the pressure on McNeil. Every play he's getting up off the bottom of the deck, and there he is again. That time pressure coming in from Dylan Price. And we talked a little bit about Woods going through a night, and that young man right there is also taking some big hits, especially here in the 4th period.
Yeah, and still, it looks like their best bet is down here with number 8, Riley Irwin, one-on-one. Now, I know he's being covered by Taquan Rawls, but he beat him once already on a slant. Be an interesting matchup to see again on this 4th down play.
This is it right here, 4th and goal. Only 11 seconds left. They've got one-on-one coverage out here. Look for the slant. Irwin catches and into the end zone for the Buckhorn touchdown. And then he will talk and gets a flag. Got up and pointing to the scoreboard there is going to be.
He gives Rawls a shot, and Rawls points to the scoreboard.
Yep.
And the flags fly. So they're all competitors.
And I tell you, when you look and you got Rawls, maybe the best athlete on that Wetumpka team, and you got Irwin, who's made plays all night for that Buckhorn team going head-to-head, and to make that catch. And you look right here, this is a well-thrown pass. Irwin makes the catch and into the end zone. And you watch right here, celebrates right in his face, and then there's pointing going on. And the back judge comes in with the yellow hanky, and they're still jawing back and forth. It's hard to believe they're 3.5 hours apart to really have the rivalry these two teams have had.
You see the See the call of the personal foul, I guess. Seemed like it would be more unsportsmanlike conduct, but nevertheless, we're backing up. I think
Irwin wanted to know an explanation. That there was. He's going to be. I will ask. He's going to be taken out now. Coach Henderson will bring him to the sideline, and I'm sure that will be a discussion for a later time. 38-27 the score. And now the extra point coming from the 25-yard line, so a 35-yard extra point. Quick snap and quick kick is up and good. 38-28. Let's look at this right here. When you look at the matchup, we talked about two of these athletes going head-to-head. And Irwin just cuts inside with a slant, well-delivered football. And again, the coverage is there, but it's good for the touchdown. McNeil throws a well-placed pass right there. Great camera work, guys. Again, they show those two guys going head-to-head. Two of the top athletes on the field tonight, and Irwin gets the win there.
Yeah, good separation. And you know, Rawls, you know, the thing you try to key in man coverage is the inside hip, and when the inside move happens, why he's really late getting over the top, and just a well-executed play. Unfortunate that we had the extracurricular activity afterwards, but they are competitors and take great pride in what they do, and sometimes those things happen. So 38-28 now. I wonder if they'll onside kick again. I think I would.
Kayla on for it, and up, going to kick it deep. And it's going to be fielded out to the 30-yard line, breaking a tackle into the open field. Can you believe it? It is number 1, Terrence Thomas, and Thomas is going to take it to the house. We'll put the exclamation on the night for Wetumpka.
We're not sure why you kicked that one deep, but kind of a fitting end right there. Kind of night that young man has had.
Boy, Terrence Thomas has put on a show here tonight, and you got to wonder. I have no idea about recruiting. I usually don't get into that too much, but you look at Terrence Thomas. If the Jack State coaches are looking out their windows right now, they may want to go, we need to find out a little more about that number 1.
I got a feeling that he'll be playing somewhere next year.
What a great night for number 6, or number 1 actually, and number 6 as well. But 44-28, the final score. Wetumpka gets the win over Buckhorn.
So part of his family right there.
He just fields this, and he gets a gap, and you know it's over when he gets to this point right there. Cuts back, uses the official for an extra blocker, and he'll take it in the end zone.
Yeah, pretty valiant effort there by Ty Crutcher to try to run him down, but just too much speed. And what a fitting ending for this ball game, and that's going to do it.
Teams will meet out there at midfield, and 44-28, a good experience tonight. These teams get to play at Jacksonville State, enjoy that college-type atmosphere, and Wetumpka gets the win to move to 3-2, and with the loss, Buckhorn falls to 3-2 as well. We've got football coming up next for Thursday night. Should be a dandy of a ball game. Spring Garden and Sand Rock doing a battle next week on the HSAA Game of the Week. Looking forward to that one. Should be a lot of fun as we get ready for really the midway point of high school football next week. 44-28, Wetumpka gets the win over Buckhorn tonight. As we saw plenty of explosive plays out of Buckhorn, or check that out of Wetumpka. Buckhorn with several good drives to make it close here at the end as they do battle here at Burgess-Snow Field. For Coach Rick Rhodes, I'm Tommy Wood saying we'll see you next Thursday night with more of the HSA Game of the Week presented by Ox Foundations right here on WOTM.